But chewy chomp.
Chewy chomp.
But chomp.
All
All right.
You ready?
All
Ready.
right.
I'm
Yo.
Scott.
And I'm Phil.
And I'm Trae.
This week on the show, these games are tricky. Tricky.
Thunder, one more time.
We're tricky. So, what do you think of this? How's it going, everybody? We're gonna have a lot of fun on this
Here
episode.
we go.
It's raining a little bit, so if we have a little bit of latency issues, sorry, but you know
Yeah.
the weather
It'd be like that.
weather
Weather
be
be
like
like
that
that,
for
sometimes.
real,
You know, and there's
especially
a
in the
big ass
South.
storm over here right
Absolutely.
Girl.
now. Yeah. So
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
today we're going to be talking about some puzzle games as our main topic, but we also have some interesting news for you and some things that we're going to go over in a little bit more depth than just a regular bullet point.
Right.
So what you guys been up to? What you been doing?
Just playing a shit ton of puzzle games.
Yeah, playing the puzzle games,
And
revving up
watching-
for the episode,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah, and watching the Dynasty Warriors movie.
Ooh,
this morning,
Yeah.
All right.
which was it was okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
So, scale of 1 to 5. 1 to 5 stars.
Well.
Oh.
Okay. So if I
okay. All right. That
so-
didn't sound okay.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Here's the way I'd describe it. If you watch it like just a regular movie, there's a lot of parts where it kind of falls apart if you're watching it like a movie. Now, if you're watching it as a they did Dynasty Warriors but with real people, then it's pretty great.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's you know, a lot of the battle scenes are really over the top.
Right.
Cool.
You know, and
Do they have a bunch of special effects all on
yeah,
them? Okay.
Ah, they
dude.
would have
I'm
to.
telling
They better.
you, dude,
Yeah.
dude, by the
Totally.
end, the whole world's getting wrecked.
No.
You know, so
So,
and
so
it's-
which
yeah.
which Dynasty Warriors era does this follow? Because you remember
I'm not
Dynasty
sure.
Warriors started as a fighting game, right?
Right.
It was a 1v1 fighter, and then went Musu. So,
Whoa, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
Whoa, so it was
1v1
more Soul
fighting game.
Calibur.
Well, it wishes that it was more so.
Oh.
Jank Soul
Yeah,
Calibur.
exactly.
To-
So
to
that
be
was
com-
PS1 era.
To
Oh,
be
yeah.
completely honest, I've always been intrigued by the Dynasty Warriors franchise.
Have you
but
not
I've
played any of
never
them?
played
Conceptually,
any
they're
of
cool.
them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
played other Musos.
I played other Musos, though.
Okay, yeah.
You know.
All
So-
right, all right.
But yeah.
But no Oda Nobunaga confirmed yet?
No, I don't. I didn't.
We need
see
Mr.
any-
Eyebrows.
I didn't
Come
see no
on.
eyebrows in the movie.
Come on.
But overall, you know, I got it and I loaded up on the drive so you guys can watch it. So
Okay. All right.
check that out. It's pretty good.
Yeah. And
You
we'll
know,
we will
like
check
honestly,
that out.
I've never been a fan of that series of games.
Yeah.
I've never. It's like I like watching them.
Yeah.
And I enjoy playing them for maybe 45 minutes to an hour.
It's
You
a
know?
good. I don't have shit to do. Let me jam
Let
on
me hit
this
some
for a minute.
buttons.
Yeah.
I think my favorite of all of that genre, besides Hyrule Warriors,
Hyrule
those
Warriors
are great.
is
Those are
really
great.
good. Yeah.
Was Overture. Guilty Gear Overture.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude!
dude.
Overture's also
Overture's great.
also weird because it has that like node system thing that you have to,
Yeah.
you know. So it's not just that. It also kind of felt like tower defense or
Exactly.
MOBA almost. It was like Guilty Gear MOBA. Oh, MOBA gear.
Bless you.
Did
Blah,
you,
blah, blah, blah.
you just sneeze? Oh, I thought you sneezed into Scott's water. No,
Yeah,
you-
totally, because that's what I would do.
Why?
So, you know, yeah. Well, I'm sitting there aiming carefully, casually, trying to avoid
adding flavor,
variables
man.
and things. Absolutely, man. We can let it steep.
That's right.
Oh,
Well,
man.
I think it's interesting that you say you prefer watching them over actually playing them, which is where I think the movie that it'll be up your alley, man.
Right,
I
absolutely.
really do. It's
I don't have to spam on X. though.
It's yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's silly in all the right ways.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
so-
Did you ever play 99 Nights?
No, I remember Nights into Dreams.
Oh, Nights into Dreams.
I don't remember
boy.
99.
99 Nights was a Muso that was a Bandai Namco game. Came out at beginning of the Xbox 360 life cycle. Fairly certain it was an
False. I
exclusive.
played that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I remember that.
It was a pretty cool game.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then people stopped talking about it about a month and a half after it came
That's
out.
what happened, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and it
But
got buried.
remember how a bunch of games on the 360, when the 360 first came out, were like, look how many people we can have on
Yeah,
screen.
absolutely.
That was their whole gimmick,
That
you
was
know.
right.
Dead
That was it.
Rising was doing that. and-
Well, I'm kind of
Yeah.
feeling something similar with with the plague tail.
Them
man.
rats.
Them
Yeah.
rats. There are so many rats, man.
Yeah. Mhm.
So
Yeah,
many.
so you played how much of the Plague Tale so far?
About 2 hours.
Okay,
2
I've
hours,
played
3
about
hours.
an hour. I got to the
Okay.
church,
Yeah,
after everyone's trying to murder you and the kid.
right.
Yeah.
And so you
Yeah.
got away. So you
Man,
made it. You made it to the village with all
Yeah.
the pigs. You know anything about pigs?
I mean, I saw some pigs. I have.
No, never mind.
There's a lot of pigs.
Well, I mean,
I
there's just
saw
some
a big
pigs.
old, big
There's
old
just some
dead,
pigs.
big old dead pig one time, but I
Yeah.
didn't see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some shit happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd
I
be
tried to
okay.
watch
Yeah.
your stream last night, and I was.
Were you driving?
For a little bit.
This
Scott,
sounds
no.
reckless.
I mean, I wasn't
Ben.
watching it while I
Ben,
was driving.
We do not condone
I started
watching
driving
streams and driving.
If you're
No,
driving
not at
right
all.
now, stop
No,
watching us.
I wasn't driving
listen,
while
though.
I
You
was
listen.
trying to
Yeah,
watch.
Just don't look.
I was about to start driving.
Okay.
Oh no!
So you're
And
just
I
hanging out in
kept
a parking lot. I'm gonna watch this stream.
you know,
Well, I was just kind of trying to get it on my phone and stuff,
Yeah.
and I just entered Buffer City. So
Oh yeah,
I
got
knew a
you.
guy
yeah.
one time. This has nothing to do with anything. I'm just gonna tell the story anyway. I knew this guy one time who was like, we were talking, and we were both into like wine, whiskey, etc. And he told me, he was like, man. He's like, you gotta try this whiskey. He's like, it was so good that I was trying it, and I had to pull over so I could call my wife and tell her how good it was. And I was like, what? Wait, rewind. So you're telling me that you were drinking the whiskey while you were driving, and it was so good that you had to stop and call your wife and tell her that you were drinking whiskey and driving?
I mean, at
Like-
least he decided to pull over to make the phone call. Right?
Absolutely.
He made one responsible
Priorities.
move.
I like that.
He made one. He tried a little bit.
Man.
Oh man.
For real, I'm
I mean, that whiskey must have been that good.
It must have been great. It actually was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty solid. It
Was
was.
it, was it that Japanese whiskey?
No, it was not. This is Highlands, but I mean, it was still.
There you go.
Good. Yeah.
Had to pull over.
Had to
Call
pull
my
over.
wife.
To call your wife, and then I'm like, how amazing is your relationship that you can call your wife and know
Yeah.
that you can still come home after making that phone call?
I know.
Right?
You know,
Really?
like, for real, you
Yeah.
found the one for you,
Man.
Like, good job, man.
That means she does it twice as hard.
Oh, jeez.
That's what that shit means.
Either that, or she's just like, all right, well, just keep paying into this
Whatever.
life insurance.
Yeah.
One day, baby, one day.
Wow.
Does it count if you're sloshed and get in a car accident?
I think so. Is that considered suicide?
Man, I don't know. I mean, that's a toughie, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
That's a toughie.
I mean, they're gonna try to shit you out of your money.
Yeah,
so,
well, I
whatever.
mean, they're gonna do that either way.
Yeah, that's true. So the news. Okay,
The
we've got.
news. What's up with the news? But all I was saying is Plague Tale is pretty awesome so far. I've only
It
got
is
an
good.
hour in.
It's actually really enjoyable.
Yeah.
I didn't like the movement mechanics at first.
it's a little
you know?
little slow, a little clunky.
But it's supposed to be. That's the whole
It's-
thing. It's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
you're not a warrior, okay?
Nope.
Like now you can crack a skull. Don't get it twisted.
Dude,
You can crack.
what?
Yes, man. That's
Man.
slim.
Yeah, but anybody with a rock can crack a skull.
Well, but not like
She's-
David,
dude.
like David versus Goliath.
This is
She's
that.
over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. She
Oh,
like
I
starts
got you.
whipping it,
Oh,
and then
nice.
yeah, and then when she cracks somebody, dude, I'm telling you, like it's
I wasn't
pretty brutal.
expecting that.
Yeah,
yeah.
super
It goes
brutal.
to Sniper Elite all of a sudden.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And then like, did you fight the first boss?
Yeah, the guy
in
with the
armor?
you have to chip his armor
Yeah,
off.
yeah, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I love how your little bro, like after that, he's like, "You killed him," and then you're like, "Yeah, bitch, had to do what I had to do," and he just runs up and hugs you,
Yeah.
just like, "Oh my god, like,
Yay,
yes, that's what I
murder."
needed was some murder in my life." I've been stuck in my bedroom for my whole life. Like this is what the
Sky-
world's like. This is
Sky,
great.
man, they open it up. They open up
Bro.
the story and they kill your dog.
They kill your dog
And
off
then-
the rip.
and then they go a little farther and they kill your mom.
Dude, they kill your mom. Yeah, you don't know what happens to your dad.
Dog
but
and
Just
mom?
like
Yes,
dog and
everybody.
then mom
Immediately,
and then you got to
dude.
look at it after your little brother. And
Yeah.
you got to lie to him. Tell
Oh
him,
well,
we're gonna
at
go
first,
meet mommy.
At first, you just
That's-
kind of clown on him.
Yeah,
just some
You're
bad
just
that's-
like,
I
okay,
mean,
well, yeah, you need to chill out, grow up, and he's just like, oh, excuse, and runs
Oh,
off.
jeez.
You know, then
Yeah.
you're shouting at him while you're chasing
That
after him,
shit's-
because that always works.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
You
it.
know, yeah.
Well, set the
That'll
scene
make the
real
kid
well,
come.
right
Yeah.
there.
But it
Dude.
is. I mean, it has that brothers flair. That
No wonder she
that
cracks
kind of.
skulls.
It reminds me a lot of Eco in a lot of ways.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it has all those mechanics.
Stealthy eco.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
You know, so
Mhm.
it's
And
cool.
the stealth is completely fine too. I wouldn't say that it's amazing. It's not. It's not.
No, no.
Metal Gear,
I mean,
but-
because the game isn't designed to be like a hardcore game. It's like
No,
one of those games
no.
that's really, really easy to get from point A to point C and just
Mhm.
move smoothly.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
just smooth. Every once in a while, you'll reach a choke point because those rats will kill you. And
See, I haven't
those
even
guys
seen the
will
rats
kill
for
you.
real yet.
Oh,
you know?
I saw the rats at the intro, just to the thing. I haven't even got to.
Oh,
the
you didn't walk
rats
into
yet.
the. Okay, so you're just at the outside of the.
I'm right there at
okay.
the outside of the church.
Lord.
So
Oh,
I'm about
man.
to see them rats.
Man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They're coming.
Heebie-jeebies.
Oh man, it's nightmare fuel. Just
Yeah.
wait. Just wait. There's some. I
Man.
mean,
Yeah, dude.
all right. I don't want to ruin it for you. Whatever. We'll move. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will. We'll
Yeah.
go in depth on Plague Tale.
Yeah.
And I guess.
Yeah, but hey, it's the free game for PSN right now. PS
Yeah.
Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Get it.
Yep.
Just
Is
get
that PS5 exclusive?
It is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's PS5 free game, but
Yep.
still, get it. And
Getting
I
it.
think it's cheap at this point if you were going to get the last gen version.
Probably by now. Well, I don't know. It sold very well, so it probably still sitting around like maybe $29.99.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's still $30.
Yeah.
if I
Okay,
had to
yeah.
guess.
I bet you could find a used copy for maybe $20
There
or
you
so.
go.
Somewhere,
Absolutely.
yeah.
You'd probably
Yeah.
find a used physical
There's-
copy for
yeah.
like $17.99.
See, there's a lot of these where it seems like if you can get the last gen used copy and then get the free upgrade to the new version, or like with
if you got the disc version. of
if you get the disc,
PS5.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you get like the Neo 2, for instance, you can get a copy of Neo 2 on Amazon for like $17 right now.
Yeah.
You know?
That's not bad.
And that gets the free PS5 upgrade, which is still selling for like $60 if you just buy Neo 2 for
Right.
that as a PS5 game.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, look out for these
take
loopholes.
advantage of it
Take
now while we
advantage.
have it.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
don't think this grace period's going to last
Oh
very
no,
long.
next year it won't be like this.
Nah, man.
No.
Nah. Xbox will still be doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're
Everything's gonna be on Game Pass.
Jesus, man. We'll get into this topic in a
Yeah.
second.
So
So, what do you think about SpaceX billboards? Don't you guys want to
We're gonna
look up
start here
into the night
Oh,
sky
come on.
and see
and
advertising?
see Coca-Cola.
Isn't that what you want?
That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be
Yeah.
like Michelin.
Levi's.
You know,
it's gonna be.
well,
fucking-
that might work if your name's Levi. I feel good
Yes.
that night.
Yeah.
You know, at least for one night, you're like,
hey, look, my name's in space.
Levi doesn't like it because they spelled his shit wrong. He is not a fan.
No, they say like Lee, and it's like, oh, come on, spell it out.
Shit.
God.
Shit. I mean, it was gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you guys have seen any science fiction shit,
Right.
eventually there's signs floating in space. Like I'm thinking about
Yes.
fucking the Ghost in the Shell billboards.
Yup.
I'm thinking about the shit from Blade Runner. I'm thinking. I mean, you remember that massive blimp in Blade Runner that just had like big LED screens on the side of it?
Absolutely.
That had the lady being like, buy some shit.
Right.
Buy some shit. Yeah, it's
Hey,
Or-
Atari,
well, I feel
this will still be a company.
Cowboy
in the future.
Bebop. That's
Yeah.
one of those.
Yeah.
where
I
you've
feel like
always
they
seen
were
all
really
this,
kind of
you know?
testing the waters on this when they had that whole light show with the QR code. You remember that? Where you can just
No,
like take
I
a
don't
picture of the
remember
QR code,
Huh.
and it would take you to. It was like a Japanese.
But it was like an AR thing.
Yes.
Like you use
yes,
your phone to
exactly.
augmented
exactly.
reality.
And so
yeah.
like
yeah.
just looking at that made me really think about like, okay, if we do when we do start,
When,
because if we're
yeah.
taking casual trips with our brothers to space, the next step is going to be
Yeah, because
advertising.
Virgin
yeah.
is completely good to go
Right.
now, right? Like
Yeah.
commercial spacecraft flight is good to go.
And yeah.
Like,
So,
we're
well, yeah, we're there, but Elon Musk is going like next month, so
But I think Virgin's
since-
already doing it though.
supposedly so. We'll see. I don't
Yeah.
know, because all it takes is one of those motherfuckers to burn up, and then
Dude.
yeah, the whole thing starts over. But I do think that
But
it's
private funding.
exactly, yeah, and people will definitely want to go. Like, wouldn't you want to go to space?
Yeah.
That was
Maybe?
apprehensive.
Would you?
I was like, maybe.
Ooh,
It
about that.
depends.
Like,
Can I fly? Because that's
Yeah.
how I want to go.
I don't know if I'd want to fly. Yeah.
Would you
I
let
would
me
be-
fly? He doesn't trust me.
I don't trust
well,
nobody.
I got a friend who likes to drink whiskey and drive. I mean, maybe he could fly.
Hey,
Man,
you know?
I had to
it'd be good.
stop my spaceship to call my wife. So
Whiskey was
Like,
so
whiskey
good.
is so much better in space. Like,
he's up there going,
Right. I think that's one of those things like
pours it into the
Yeah,
air,
exactly.
catches it, scoops it in the shot glass.
oh man.
but I think
That's when you start, like,
commercial
doing bong
space
rips.
travel is one of those things that I would want to do.
Oh, I got it.
I'm sorry.
You're good. That I'd want to do before I die.
Oh,
yeah.
But at
we'll
the same
be
time,
able to. We will totally be
yeah,
able to.
absolutely.
At what point, like when you're on your way out the door, it's like, okay, it's time to go.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
mean,
Right.
fuck, yeah. What,
You
what
know?
if that was the case? You could.
What's that?
What is that?
Yeah, what was that? That was weird.
That's
Yeah, it
weird.
was.
Sorry about that.
Oh.
But yeah, no. You know,
Little
as
poop.
soon as it's just like, okay, I'm on my deathbed. You guys just roll me into a rocket. Just shoot me up there. That'd be nice, you know.
Yeah. Loving every minute of
And
it.
they're like,
Yeah, exactly.
you get in the rocket, they launch you up there, and you're like, there aren't even any goddamn windows in this thing.
Yeah.
Ah, this sucks.
Yeah,
I'm in a
exactly.
coffin.
It's just
I'm
like,
in a
there's no
fucking coffin in space. No, man, they got to do it like Spock. You know, wrap you up and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
send you out the port.
Shoot me
you know?
out. Yeah. That'd be fine. I'd be cool with that.
But yeah, I
Oh,
think
man.
I think space burial is probably going to be something that will be a big
Oh, yeah.
deal. You know,
Yeah,
it
it's a way to
actually.
get rid of waste.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense, man.
So
you
we
know,
can just go ahead and pollute space as well. You know, just-
Yeah, I
dude,
mean,
there's
let's
so
just
much.
fuck
I
it
mean,
all
they
up.
are
There's
going to
so
put
much left to fuck up.
So
billboards
much.
in space.
Yeah. Billboards, space burial.
So I mean, you shoot a dead body out and it just
Yeah.
hits a billboard
And
in
so,
space.
well, and then it makes you think, like, where does it stop, right? Because, like, it starts with advertisements, like
Yeah.
still advertisements and logos, things of that caliber.
Oh, yeah.
That's still a lot of distance, right, to travel. That for that light to travel, hit our eyes. You couldn't really do something that requires like high refresh. But eventually, there will be messages.
Yeah.
Eventually, there will be. I mean, are we gonna go for audio? Where because right now you can like.
The directional audio thing? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
That's
that'd
fucked
be,
up.
That'd be terrifying. But no, right now it's like you can go to a website and hear the audio from the billboards. So
Yeah.
that's the way that they're kind of handling that whole thing. You know, and so
weird.
eventually
Okay.
it'll be like, okay, that's going on right up there in space, but on these monitors here on Earth, you also have a simultaneous broadcast, you know, that links to the broadcast from space, and that by itself is terrifying. You know,
Yeah.
so you have this one person, this voice that you'll hear all around. Like if you're in a large city, okay, you'll hear this voice coming out of the televisions and you know your local bars and like whatever retail stores or whatever.
Right.
While the image up in the sky is moving to match that. Like that just scares me. You know, like I don't want an announcement from like Kim Jong Un. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it's just like. The fuck, man? Are you
Your
serious? Like,
glorious leader.
yeah. I'm like, is this what's happening now? Like,
Man,
so it's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
scary for the future.
Well,
Yeah.
it's. I mean, you remember that scene from Minority Report where he's walking through
Yes.
the mall and
Yes.
it's scanning his eyes, and it's
Yep.
like, oh, how do you like those pants? You know, like, you know, it knows him personally. It's
Right.
the same thing.
Right.
It's fucked up how
Targeted marketing, man.
But,
And
dude-
that's still pretty. That's already going on. I mean, every time
Man.
you look at your fucking phone.
But when did that
Yeah,
movie
that's true.
come out? You know, 2005 maybe. Probably earlier than that. Probably
Yeah.
like it
I mean, it was
2002
early.
or so.
Yeah, it was early 2000s.
So that was before targeted marketing was anywhere near the way it is now, but it still almost predicted the way that we deal with our phones right now. Like
Right.
going to Amazon and stuff like that, it's instantly like, here's all the shit that you could want. This is tailored to you.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
we know that you like, weird books on anime art, and we know that you like, drawing materials. Maybe you want to
But we're
buy
not going to
this.
see that kind of ads. Those won't be the advertisement. It won't be
Yeah.
like, oh, well, here's the.
But what if it is?
here's
though?
the Berserk
what if it's
trade
all
paperback?
specialized
Yeah.
at the same time?
Well, that would require lenses. I mean, and
Yeah.
I mean, AR is a thing.
You know,
so-
and eventually, if you have heads-up displays on your cars,
car,
then
yeah.
your car could also do that augmented reality at the
That's
same time.
dangerous.
Well, not if it's a self-driving vehicle.
Well, apparently people
well,
are
you can-
watching streams while they drive. so-
Yeah,
yeah.
drinking whiskey.
You
and
know,
whiskey
we already
and
got
watch
like,
streams.
yeah, we got self-driving automobiles. That's already a thing. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
eventually we're going to get to a point where all the vehicles have to at least have a correspondence thing, if not have some kind of automation to it.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They at least need something to ping off of to tell other cars where they are.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that could be a retrofitted add-on. Personally,
well, the
I
most
think that could
dangerous
be
thing
something
for
that's
those
like,
vehicles are like just human drivers.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that's the unknown. That's the thing that you can't predict. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So remember when driving was real dangerous, like in the 70s, like in this Sopranos prequel that's coming out?
Oh yeah. That looked really cool.
Yeah, segues.
real
I'm
interesting.
working
Oh
on it.
my God! Did you see like the car seats from back then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're
fucking
amazing.
It was a couch with no seatbelts, and you're
Right,
like,
uh-huh, yeah.
what
and
the
they might
fuck
have
is
like
this?
a little metal bar that
Yeah.
your baby can hopefully be smart enough to hold
Yeah,
on
oh,
to.
shit.
That's it.
Hope you got a grip back there.
Grip my finger real good. You should be good with that bar. You'll good
right.
with the bar.
He's good with the bar.
Nah, man, you had that fucking mom arm.
Hey, there is no power greater.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
seriously. Because I mean, she would slam on those brakes sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's just like,
here he
boom!
goes. And she's like, boom, and I go nowhere.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
she's all swinging around, and I'm
Yeah,
perfectly stable.
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah, man.
this is good. Thanks, Mom.
It's like the guard on a roller coaster. Chink.
You are
Like,
in.
oh shit! Can I get off now? You
But
know,
anyways, this
it looks great.
Sopranos,
Yeah.
it looks really good.
Yeah.
it looks
The
really
guy
well
they
cast.
the guy they cast for
Tony
Young
Soprano.
Tony.
Yeah, Tony Soprano is like spot the fuck on.
He looks so much like Gandolfini. It's
Oh, he does.
it's creepy.
Yeah,
too,
it's weird.
you know.
Because I think about like deep fake technology all
Yeah.
the time and how much like we'll inevitably be able to get away and de-age a lot of our classic actors and actresses.
Or put dead people back in movies, you know,
Yeah.
like the
Absolutely.
Black Panther thing. You know what I mean? Like I keep wondering if they're gonna do that.
We'll probably see it
Because if
Totally.
Chadwick was okay with that,
Well,
and he
they've
filmed
already
some scenes,
they've
and
already said that he would want them to carry on the leg. Of course, right? They made the statement,
Right.
And so they're going to use his likeness.
it's a little
because it's going to tug at
yucky,
people's
right?
heartstrings a little bit when
They
they
already
see
did it
him.
with Carrie Fisher. You know?
Absolutely, it's going to happen.
Brought her dead ass back for a whole nother movie. You know, because of the Force.
That's
you know?
right.
I mean, think about it. Because even
And it was-
after Michael Jackson died, right? Like, how many
Yeah.
albums do we get? Like, we get like
Another three?
Yeah,
Yeah.
another 3
Uh-huh.
Well,
albums. and
shit,
so
Tupac, man.
now it's like right.
Tupac
right.
released more albums
but that
after
man-
he
Tupac,
died.
he performed at
He
Coachella.
performed at
Oh, yeah, he did.
Coachella.
You know.
Man, you said you haven't seen the new Blade Runner, right?
No, I'm not.
God, there is one scene where they're in a theater in Las Vegas, and it's obviously, pretty much this shit shut down and was empty for years. So everything's covered in dust, and all the stuff kind of works. But when the shit gets going, they're having a fight scene in the middle of this auditorium where there is a projected holographic entire stage show that's going on.
Oh yeah, and it's all
and,
Elvis
it's
and shit.
Elvis
Yeah.
and like fucking
I'm with it, man.
And Buddy Holly's
yeah,
there, I
dude,
think.
and it'll glitch in between these things.
Mhm.
You know?
Right.
There's a little jukebox that he has with a tiny Sinatra in it,
Oh,
and
nice.
he's just standing there singing for
Because
him.
who doesn't
It's
want a
just
tiny Sinatra?
a little Sinatra?
I want one.
It's right on
Yeah,
his
right?
bar.
You just put it in your pocket.
Yeah, dude. It's
Carry
like
him around.
maybe you remember
Pull
those
'em out.
old arcade games that like Time Traveler. Do you remember that? They had like little sphere. They have a little like cube and a cone. And it's like you look down and it's this big circular black play space, but it actually has holograms, right?
Yeah.
Like there was like a cowboy themed y'all don't remember this shit?
No.
God, dude, it's
This
called
sounds
Time
cool.
Traveler. And like things like that. I'm like, okay, you've been setting me up to maybe one day have my own tiny Sinatra in a box.
Yeah.
That I could just like, I'm serious, like, you sync it up to like Spotify
Yeah,
and
dude.
whatever
Yeah,
Sinatra songs
right.
that play,
He
he
just-
actually performs them for you.
What if he
in the room.
performed?
Yeah.
What if he
Just
performed
snap it
any
up.
song? It
Oh,
doesn't
that'd be
matter.
better.
Like he just
Oh, that'd be
mimes any
great.
song.
Oh, what?
that'd be
Like
super
Tiny
good.
Sinatra performs necrophages? Is
Yeah,
that what it
exactly.
is?
Yeah.
So essentially, he just became Billy Bass with the little bass you used to put on your wall,
Yeah,
button,
right.
right? So that's so awful.
That'd
Have
be
you ever
great.
heard those things when they're like running out of batteries?
Oh, wait.
No, I heard Teddy Ruxpin back in the day.
It'll be like horrifying fish demon on the wall. I didn't
Staring
mean
at
to.
you with his soulless
Why
eyes.
do I have a yokai now?
You got dead eyes, like dogs.
Yeah, so
eyes.
Soprano
Oh,
sequel.
Soprano
man,
sequel.
Soprano
Looks really
sequel.
cool.
Yeah, thumbs
And
up.
it's a movie.
And it's a movie.
And
Right.
it's a movie.
And here's another movie, The Green Knight.
yeah.
What you guys
Now,
think about that?
It looks really cool. I wonder how popular it'll actually be because I mean, a lot of people don't know Gawain.
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
A lot of
It's-
people don't. He's not Galahad. He's
Yeah.
not Lancelot.
Well,
you
it's
know,
interesting to me because it doesn't seem like it's really based on anything. Now, it could be
Yeah.
Oh,
wrong.
it's based on.
It's based on Arthurian legend.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking like based on like a comic or like.
No,
Oh,
there is a
okay.
movie. There is an old movie, a black and white film,
Ah,
but
gotcha.
I think it just roughly tells the same story. This doesn't seem
Yeah.
to be anything anything. It's not trying to remake that movie.
And that's the thing.
It's
It's
trying to
just
create
like
a new
we
hero.
very
It is.
we get so it's so rare nowadays to get an original property.
Yeah,
Right.
you know?
absolutely.
So that to me is probably the most exciting part about
Arthur's an old man
But they've
in
got
this.
so
you
many
know?
knights to choose from, and so I mean, I'm glad that Gawain's getting a little bit of
it.
attention.
Yeah, right.
Did you see
You
that
know?
Guinevere was Liza?
What about
Really?
What about
No,
Sir
I
not
did not.
appearing in this picture? He needs a little.
Oh,
he needs
yeah.
a
I
little
want a
love.
Bravely Bold Sir Robin movie.
Yeah, right.
Sir Robin.
Brave Sir Robin.
Brave, 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 brave Sir Robin.
He bravely ran
Bravely
away,
ran
brave Sir
away.
Robin.
I didn't.
What is it? When danger showed
His
its ugly
ugly
head, he bravely turned his tail and fled. Brave, 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 brave Sir Robin.
Love that.
Oh
guys.
God!
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
I'm glad that we're actually seeing a little bit more love for the Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
because they all have like tons of lore, but we only focus on the popular boys.
Let's not go back.
You know?
It's a silly place.
Yeah,
It's a very silly place.
They
You know,
eat ham and
eventually
jam and
we're gonna
spam a
do
lot.
that as one of our movies.
We
really
might as well.
We should, man.
Yeah,
dude.
Maybe
I'm
we
with
should
it.
just do a whole thing
Monty
talking
Python?
about Arthur, or
Oh, okay.
You
Like
know?
actual Arthurian legend, or are we gonna
no,
go
the
Monty
like the
Python?
movies. I mean,
Okay.
like the movies we've got, which
Yeah.
which pretty much is only about
Merlin, man.
Merlin's
okay,
Oh,
Merlin-
shit.
Merlin's
Oh,
good. Yeah,
That's
the
a
show.
good show.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's really good.
But Excalibur,
Mm-hmm.
the Arthur that. What is
King
it like?
Arthur.
Bro.
Legend of the Sword? Is it that,
Yeah,
that one?
that's
Well,
the
they-
Guy Ritchie.
Yeah,
that
Sword in
one's-
the Stone was kind of
Sword in the
that's the other
Stone,
thing.
right.
No,
You know?
First Night, man.
Oh, First
First
Night's
Night.
good.
First Night. First Night was great,
Yeah,
dude.
But First Night's not that. No, First Night is
First Night is That's
Canterbury
Lancelot.
Tales,
what?
right?
No.
What am I thinking of then? What's
I don't know
Canterbury
that-
Tales?
Probably
You're
Canterbury
thinking
Tales.
of a Knight's
No,
Tale.
A Knight's
A
Tale.
Knight's
I'm
Tale,
sorry.
yeah.
You're right. First Night is.
Yeah, First Night is about Lancelot.
That's
No,
right.
you're completely
Yeah.
right because that has Sean Connery in it.
It does. It
That's
does.
that's.
And
I
then-
got those two mixed up. The
Right.
other one has Vision in it.
Yeah, it does. And he's great.
Yeah.
He's great. in
Yeah.
it.
So speaking of visions, what do you guys think about this Star Wars Visions? Huh?
I think that they've been paying attention to Batman.
Oh.
And they're like, oh my God, okay, so you mean that we could do this with in any format?
Well, I mean,
Like-
Animatrix
well,
too.
right.
This
Yes,
is a winning
absolutely.
formula.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, and we haven't gotten these compilation. Hey, let's just get a bunch of interesting anime directors and like
Right.
just let them loose on some shorts things in a while, you know. And that
That's
was
right.
kind of a bread and butter. Like Otomo used to do that all the time. That's like most of his film, like say Robot Carnival.
Oh yeah.
And there was one. It was like Peacemakers, and then Memories
Mhm.
was
Mhm.
really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
yeah,
Memories,
you know.
yeah.
And we used to see that a lot more. I guess like towards like the tail end of
The
the 80s.
anthology
Yeah,
or
the
vignette
anthology
films.
vignette film.
Yeah.
And I will say this: this is the most excited I've been about a Star Wars property in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I'll
just
give it-
looks
Honestly,
banger.
It looks
doesn't.
amazing.
I mean, the
yeah.
trigger, the just if
That
even
is what I
if
need.
all they did was just release the trigger short,
Yeah,
Right.
man.
I would be sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because I love that studio.
But every one of them looked unique and
yeah,
interesting and
Right.
yeah, solid. You know,
So
bring it on.
absolutely,
You know,
100%.
and this does segue into our next topic as well. But where's the line drawn when we're considering anime? Because Resident Evil: Infinite Darkness
Yeah.
recently came to Netflix. Okay, it came on July the 8th.
All right,
and
let's
it's
dust
4
off
episodes.
this old debate.
You know, here's the interesting thing is that they actually presented as a Netflix anime series.
Yeah,
Right, you know,
Absolutely.
But it's
all
completely
just
3D
CG.
rendered, yeah.
Exactly, it's all rendered CG, and
Do
now
the
it is
characters
just
look anime?
no, not at all.
Not at
They
all.
look real.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like the animation is just oh god,
'Cause
it's
I
so
get
good.
it,
The
like
models
something
are
like-
so good.
It's like a Final Fantasy Spirits Within kind of.
Yeah, see, that doesn't make sense as far as anime to
Kind
me.
of, it's a bit more grounded. But
Well,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm just saying, like that
Yeah,
style of animation.
Yeah.
you know,
it reminds
kind
me a
of
lot of like Resident Evil 5. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
kind of that whole
Okay.
thing.
You know,
but
the-
everything is like really political.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
one thing that Japan's been focusing on a lot in a lot of video game lore is kind of funny how these things follow trends. Like Guilty Gear is the White House and the President of the United States and what's going
yeah.
on with them.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's kind of this whole thing.
Hasn't Japan always been kind of satiated on this whole the president thing
yeah.
though?
They are all about
the bad dudes totally had to save the president from
Right.
ninjas.
But back then it was a matter of saving the president.
Oh, you got
now
a
it's a
point.
matter
Yeah.
of
well, what was that
what
one?
are they up
What's
to?
that one?
'Cause
Is
they're
it
up to
is
some
it
shit.
Metal Wolf where you are the president that's in a mech?
Oh yeah,
Is it
dude,
Metal
yeah,
Wolf?
Yeah, that game was great. It was so good. It was so good. But it just makes me wonder, like, you know, I feel like now anime has become a buzzword.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and I think that because a lot of us, you know, who grew up watching anime, back when
Right.
our parents were like, "No, that's for kids," and you know, even now there's some people who
No,
still
but
feel
it's
the same
not for
way.
kids,
It's
it's
not.
not.
It's
Have you
hard
seen
to
Akira?
convince
Like,
people
yeah.
that don't know about anime for real to
Yeah.
watch
Right.
an anime.
Oh, some people
have
just
you
say-
seen
they tune
Demon
out.
City Shinjuku?
Right,
Yeah, like that's
yeah,
not for
Wicked
kids.
City.
Yeah,
like,
Wicked City.
Yeah, dude. Like people will just be like, I don't like animation. Animation is for children. But now we're entering a realm where, okay, one of the biggest problems. God, we're getting off base. One of the biggest problems with Resident Evil is that it looks so good that small hitches and lip syncing are jarring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
man.
I think we're just at that point in animation where even those people who never really wanted to watch animated movies could be fooled for a few moments if they were shown an animated film without them knowing up front that it was animated. You know, like Infinite Darkness, if you just sat somebody down in front of it, they're gonna be like, okay, like something's wrong. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like I'm watching
They
this
dip
movie
into
and it's
that
really
uncanny
cool.
valley kinda thing.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So we're kind of hanging out there. Now, as far as Star Wars Visions, you know, these are actually anime studios making a thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And so,
As a matter of fact, I didn't see a single one that looked like it was 3D.
right.
They
Well,
might
they'll
have some
like 3D
accents to 'em,
backgrounds,
yeah, but
like
yeah.
whatever. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
the environments.
because even in like Animatrix, there were full 3D shorts.
yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yeah.
Even in the Batman one, I think they had.
Well, once those were still just your environments.
They were. You're
3D.
right. You're
They
right.
were modeled, and then the
That was so good. Was
it
that
was so good.
Gotham
Batman-
Knight?
Oh,
Gotham
it's
Knight.
like Batman
Yeah.
Ninja.
Oh, you're talking about Ninja.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm talking about Gotham Knight. That was a
okay.
whole bunch of small studios doing it too.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Like doing the Animatrix thing.
Yeah, dude.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
But I mean, I think I would classify it as anime because the way I feel about it as far as like anime, it's not really like a style per se because anime can be is a broad term.
Anime is just like cheap animation. I mean, that's really at
Well,
its core.
I
It's
think
like, how do we make something?
It's not even necessarily that it's cheap animation. I think it's who made it and who was the original audience. You know, because I mean, if it is a animated film or show made by a Japanese studio for a Japanese audience, I would call that anime.
Right.
You know,
Right. Because there are a lot of Netflix original anime that are not coming out of Japan.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
there are a lot of studios making anime
Because
these
like
days
Castlevania.
because
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Which is
And-
hot as fuck. It's
Yeah.
amazing,
and
but
it's good.
Is it anime?
It's
That's
not
the
really
question.
anime. Well, and two, and there's a specific feeling from anime that I feel like shows like Castlevania, Legend of Korra, Avatar, all of the Amerimes.
Amerime.
Amerime.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
if it's not,
Makes
I'm coining
sense.
it right now. That's
Right.
my word. Amerime. And there's a feeling, there's a flow to it that is different from your actual, well, what I would consider actual anime. You know, there's again, it's really in the pacing, the way that they portray their characters is different.
So
It's
so
a
it doesn't
feeling.
have anything to do with the 3D. Is what you're saying?
It's basically no, because
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
because I mean, there's again, anime in Japan is just all animation.
Yeah.
They consider SpongeBob anime over
Well,
there.
but
when
Capcom's
you're
also
talking to
Japanese.
it, yeah, exactly. But when you're talking to a Western audience and you say anime, you're talking about a very specific thing. You know,
but
and
I think
feel
that
like
that
it's more.
changes.
Yeah.
I think that is changing. I think that's
is
why it's
absolutely
getting
changing.
confusing.
Yeah.
Because one thing that you'll notice about the East is that they're getting better and better and better at creating things in a Western way, right?
Right. Yeah.
You know,
they're
like
trying
Mm.
breaking into that Western market.
Right,
Yeah,
right, breaking
absolutely.
into that market, and then I think that they've always been infatuated with us. In
Oh,
our,
yeah,
our
absolutely.
very
Well, I
brash
mean,
and brazen ways.
especially-
Right?
Totally.
Especially after Bebop blew up so big over
Mm.
here. It was kind of like, oh wait, we actually can crack the Western market, and it doesn't just have to be this niche thing.
Right.
That, you know, people that go to conventions and like
They just have to give us the good shit.
That's right. You just have to give them the good shit.
It doesn't even have to be in English.
I mean, that was the whole purpose of Manglobe Studios.
Yeah.
That was the whole reason that they started that studio, was to make anime to crack the Western market.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just getting. I don't know. I feel like everything's just becoming homogenized, and that's just the nature of the world as we progress and as we learn more about one another.
The meta of it. How much did you watch?
I watched all of it.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
realize that. Okay.
They're only 4 episodes.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so 25
basically a
minutes.
movie length.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But they broke it up for you just in case you didn't want to, sit there and watch a 2-hour movie.
That's solid. I like
but
intermissions.
It's good and it's quick and it's Resident fucking Evil.
Is Chris in it?
No,
Oh,
please,
Leon,
no,
right?
dude. Look, if Chris was in the
I
movie,
want my boulder puncher.
dude, well, I'm just saying, you don't just put Superman in the movie and expect a good plot. Like what? You know what I'm saying? Like
Chris
he's
is
just
an
gonna
unfair
come and
character.
punch the White House, and then all of a sudden, all the
And then-
zombies on the earth die.
That's right. He blows it
know?
up with his
Unreal.
fist.
He just
The
he like
White
waves an American
sounds
flag
right.
super hard one
Yeah,
time.
that's it.
And
Yeah,
all
dude.
zombies are wiped out. No, we got Leon. We got Leon and Claire.
Leon
And
Claire,
so,
yeah.
but Leon Scott Kennedy's a bad man.
Oh, he is.
He's
yeah.
a bad man.
Does he roundhouse kick anybody?
You get some kicks. You get a soft suplex. Believe it or not.
Oh boy!
a soft
Yeah, a little
suplex.
soft
See?
suplex.
Man, that's a throwback right there.
10 out of 10, right?
Soft
Yeah,
suplex.
absolutely. I saw that, ran it back. I was like, "What? Was that a soft suplex?" I'm
It's
like,
a soft suplex.
It was a soft suplex, man. You know what I'm saying? He suplexes someone to safety, and so and then flips over her and covers her with his own body. It's amazing.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's amazing. But
That's
no,
good.
like from an animation standpoint, it's absolutely mind blowing.
Yeah.
It's what really brings up that question of where's that line drawn when it comes
yeah.
to anime, because I mean, it looks good. And then you think about implementation of things like deepfake technology as
Right.
well. And I can't help but feel like I'm looking at the future of film. You know, like eventually there may be fewer and fewer films with just live actors, because
Yeah.
you got to deal with
Man.
egos, you got to deal with
Dude,
scheduling, you got to
yeah.
deal with so
Yeah.
much shit. When you can just sit there and
You
make
gotta
something
deal
that
with
looks
death.
very
Yeah.
lifelike. Well, absolutely,
Yeah.
right? But once we start animating,
You
death
fi-
isn't even a
find
thing.
somebody
Yeah,
that's a
it's not even a
similar shape, similar height and shape,
Exactly.
and then,
And then
Yeah, you're
mocap them.
good.
Just mocap them.
Mocap 'em,
And I
we're good
also
to go.
think that for live action shit, everything's going to move to the Mandalorian, where we have these, pre-made backgrounds that they
Right.
don't actually have to go on set, because that's so much money with
It
production,
is,
travel
yeah.
time, food, all this stuff.
You
What
gotta
if,
worry about weather.
Yeah,
you know?
you don't have to do that when you're inside in an LED dome,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And because the light correctly lights the individual, you also don't have to worry about like trying to recreate a time of day.
Right.
You can
Exactly.
do this time of day in the middle of the fucking night.
Right.
You can be
You can be
you know,
anywhere in the world.
anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Any kind of lighting palette, any kind of thing, and all they have to do is build the bottom and then, make the rest of the room the set. It's
Right.
amazing,
Exactly.
So yeah, we're moving in a complete, imagine having
it's
those
happening
two things
quickly.
together. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mhm.
Like where you're using this deepfake technology for the face, then they can be whoever, and they
Exactly.
can be wherever,
Right.
and you can do it whenever.
And you can
Right.
find somebody who sounds like a motherfucker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's nothing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Voice chameleons are out there.
That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They got YouTube videos for days.
Yeah.
And they always like to do like rap songs. It's the funniest thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna do like Eminem's
As
rap
Morgan
god,
Freeman.
as Morgan, right, as 37 different actors, and it's like what?
Why?
Yeah, dude.
Daffy Duck.
For
Give me
real.
the Daffy.
You see that death battle, Daffy Duck versus Donald?
No.
They did a
No.
DBX. Who do you think
No,
would
okay.
win? Daffy versus Donald. Who do you think would
Oh,
win?
Daffy.
Daffy, man.
Daffy?
Daffy, man.
Daffy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
course
think
Daffy
that's because
wins.
Donald's gonna play fair.
That's right.
Well, Donald gets mad, but Daffy's immortal. Do you
Yeah.
think about how many times Daffy's been shot in the face point blank with a
Yeah,
shotgun?
and all it does is just swing his
Swing
beak
his
around.
beak
Yeah.
every time, and then he
That's
just
right.
slides it right back. One
That's
time
right.
his beak ended up on his head.
You're
Slides it
insufferable.
Right.
He even shot himself
Yeah.
one time.
Right,
and he
absolutely,
didn't-
because the old school Daffy was a maniac.
No,
Oh, yeah,
dude.
You know,
absolutely.
like
Yeah,
he
dude.
was insane. That
psycho.
dude was
Psycho
crazy.
Daffy there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
He's like jumping up and down. Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The whole time it's like, okay.
Daffy on bath salts. What's
Right,
happening over
absolutely.
here?
Oh, dude, he is on that.
He is
that shit.
Daffy.
He
He
needs
is
some milk.
absolutely
He
Daffy.
definitely needs some milk.
Daft Daffy. So they had a WitcherCon yesterday.
Did they?
WitcherCon, yeah, and they before it even fucking happened, they were like, "We are not announcing a new game. We are not announcing
That's
it.
funny.
This is just WitcherCon. It's just for nerds of The
Yeah.
Witcher, and it's the book, it's the show, it's the game, and they
Okay.
just kind of have a celebration of The Witcher, and they had some cool shit, but pretty much the only takeaway is that they're adding new stuff to Gwent, and that there's a Witcher 3 Complete Edition coming out." and that's going to be a free upgrade for anybody that already owns.
Of course.
Yeah,
Cool.
so it's going to be DLC stuff that looks like the game. Looks like the show.
Looks like
so
the
I think
show.
you're going to have like
So
a
you can
Henry
play
Cavill
Henry
model,
Cavill, you can-
probably.
yeah,
you know,
you can play Henry
That's a
Cavill
good
from that
idea.
awful
Yeah, man.
show.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
man,
It's an awful show. People liked
it's-
it. I watched
mean,
the
people liked
first
it.
episode, and I was like,
I watched about 4 in, and I
got-
couldn't keep going.
Yeah,
I didn't
Just-
even like the toss a coin to your Witcher
I
song.
don't
No,
know.
not at
People were,
all.
like all about that
was-
jam, and I'm like,
Dude,
I'm trying.
That bard was probably the
Fucking
main.
annoying,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
Yeah.
probably the main.
Yeah.
Because everything else in the
Henry's
show,
fine.
I was just like, yeah, whatever,
It's
I can
fine.
deal with this.
Yeah.
But as soon as he started getting more screen time, I was just like, yep,
Oh,
no, I
yeah.
can't do this.
he gets more screen
Because
Yeah,
it's like
he's
it's
throughout-
kind of like a
yeah.
better Hercules, right?
yeah,
like
kind
it's kind of what the
to
show
some
is.
degree.
It's like that.
Ooh, no, a better Hercules was Xena Warrior
Yeah,
Princess.
absolutely.
Well, this is about on par with Xena. It's
What?
just yeah,
No,
but
no,
no,
I know.
no,
That's
Xena's better.
extreme,
Xena's
dude.
better. Xena's better.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
saying that, but
all right, you're
but-
scaring me,
but
man.
but the tonality of this is way better than Hercules.
It did kind of make me feel. It,
You know what I
it did
mean?
channel kind of that Hercules vibe.
yeah,
But I
absolutely.
still felt like Hercules was more engaging, at
Yeah.
least off the rip. Like
Well,
I didn't
man,
watch all the way through it, so I can't really be a
Geralt
judge.
kind of sucks. Like I mean, I like my man in the game. You know, Geralt's cool in the game because you can put yourself onto a character that has no character, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. But trying to make him the focus of a TV show, well, it turns out he didn't have any fucking personality.
And then why they try to make him so pretty?
yeah.
Mm.
Why they try to make him so pretty? Geralt
Yeah.
was not that pretty.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like,
he was
hot.
He was
It was
smashing
just-
all
Yeah,
the time,
right.
though.
But
Not
he
to
was
say-
hot.
well,
he
that's
wasn't
the-
pretty. He was hot.
Oh.
Well,
Well,
that's a
that's-
different thing. There's different categories.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know,
gotcha.
But that was the thing that was kind of this disconnect because there was
Yeah.
this like he had this air of oh woe is me, I'm a Witcher,
Yeah,
blah blah
right.
blah. But I'm just
the
like, dude,
brooding
you're
sad
still
man.
smashing on the reg.
And not only that,
I mean,
but it's
and
like
you're yeah.
top sorceresses.
I
Like he's
mean-
going after the most powerful women in
I
all
mean,
the
I'm
realms.
sorry that I'm sorry that people like kind of scoff at you as you walk through town.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're still pretty.
Yeah,
Again,
you're
still-
pretty. You got little
smashing,
cat
You're
eyes.
making money.
You got 2 swords.
Two
Two
swords.
swords.
Who
Magical
has 2
blades.
swords?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. You got magical abilities.
That's
Walking
right.
through town, people
So
know
it's
you are.
just like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Whatever.
Like, go the fuck away.
Go drink a potion.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck off. Go drink a potion. No, but I mean, I'll actually play The Witcher 3 once.
Yeah.
This
You know,
upgrade happens.
I'll be the first one to just admit that I never played The Witcher 3.
Well, you haven't
Oh,
played
I
any
have,
of them,
man. Nope.
for real,
Yeah, I haven't
right?
played any.
Nope.
Man, I still think 2 is a phenomenal game, and it sucks that it never came out on the PlayStation platforms. It doesn't make fucking sense that it
Right.
didn't. I guess the 360 was superior.
Yeah, well, it was.
I mean, in certain ways,
Yeah,
it fucking was.
for that time period,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Unless you were Naughty Dog. That shit was superior. But yeah, man, Witcher 3, I'll try to give it a shot. I
Yeah,
will
dude.
probably play another 4 hours of it and then not play it.
Did they say they're gonna release it at full price? We're gonna get like a $60, $70 game. How?
They didn't say shit about price or time.
Right.
They didn't give us either one.
They
Uh-huh.
just
You
said,
know?
hey, here,
Yeah.
play as Henry
Seems to
Cavill.
be a common theme in
uh-huh.
announcements here. Well, Scott, you enlightened me to Furnace Fest happening.
Oh, yeah,
Would
yeah.
you like to
so,
give a gab on
so
that?
Furnace Fest is happening again. As far as I went to the shows way back in the day, early 2000s, and it's just a big hardcore festival, mostly
Yeah.
focused around like the Tooth and Nail, Solid State kind of records, because it came out of the Slacker 66 crew just
Oh,
wanting
yeah.
to do a big festival over at Sloss Furnace, which is here in the state that we live in. So, and last year they were going to do a 20th, anniversary show, just blow it the fuck out. But obviously, Corona happened,
Mhm.
and so they couldn't do it. So now they're doing it again this year. Now that things have kind of calmed down
For the 21st anniversary.
21st anniversary. But yeah, there's some really cool, like the list here is some really cool bands. I mean, you got Under Oath, Every Time I Die, Taking Back Sunday, which a lot of these I didn't even know were still playing. Like Thursday, Living
yeah.
Sacrifice.
I like Thursday.
Yeah,
Forgot.
Thursday's
pretty good
awesome. Andrew WK,
Yeah,
which
that's crazy.
he
Can't go
puts on
wrong.
a wild
Party,
show.
party,
That's
party.
so good.
Mhm.
Kill Switch Engaged,
Kill Switch,
August
let's
Burns
go.
Red.
Did he
Like-
ever? Did Andrew WK ever get a new shirt?
Hopefully
No.
not.
No,
No.
He's still wearing that
It's
same
still
shirt.
the same shirt.
Okay, that's what I
It's
thought.
always
Yeah.
been that shirt. But no, a lot of
I
showbread.
think Rise Against is going to be there.
Rise
Not Rise
Against?
Against. Sorry, no.
Uh,
Face to Face.
Face-
I think
wow.
Face to Face is there. They're
Yeah.
on Sunday, I believe.
Who's,
Yeah.
So who are the headliners? Who are the big ones?
Headliners. On Friday, Under Oath.
Mhm.
On Saturday, Taking Back Sunday, and then or Saturday, Taking Back Sunday, and then on Sunday, Kill Switch Engage. So it's 3 days. I'd really like to go to this. I haven't been to a good just throwdown hardcore show, and I mean, Hatebreed's
Yeah.
gonna be there. They always know how to get the pit going, even though I'm
Yeah.
too fucking old to get
That's
into
the
it
thing,
now.
right? That
Yeah.
Now, okay, here's my question about this. Okay,
Yeah.
the targeted demographic is very specific, and we
Yeah.
all know it because we
Uh-huh.
all grew up with
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
as a
Absolutely.
part of it.
It's our age group.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And so I wonder what that pit's gonna be like.
That pit's
'Cause
gonna be
got work.
is what it's gonna be.
Uh-huh,
They're gonna be like,
exactly,
I'm
bro.
not trying to get hit.
They're gonna
I'm
do that.
not-
You're gonna be all hyped up, like
Yeah.
beat yourself in
Like,
your chest, and then you're about to collide, and it's like,
whoa,
Yeah.
okay.
there we
Yeah,
go.
you just kinda give a little
Everybody's gonna be
elbow rub.
elbowing each other.
Just pushing
Yeah,
each other
right.
casually, like, okay, you good? You all right? Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, she fell. Get
No,
her up.
dude,
Pick him
it's-
up. Pick
It's
him
gonna
up.
be the 6 foot distance pit.
Right.
Everybody's just gonna be in their own little pit.
Oh god,
Yeah,
like
6 feet away.
post-COVID, like
Yeah,
nobody's gonna be
post-COVID
making
pit.
contact.
And
What's
then
up with the
some
post-COVID pit, guys?
And then some younger kid's gonna come in with windmills, and all the older guys gonna be like, whoa,
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 whoa, whoa, whoa,
Hey.
whoa.
That's not this scene, not this
Man,
scene.
I've gotten hit in the face a couple of times with a windmill.
Yeah, dude, that
Absolutely.
shit sucks.
Somebody's wiling out and you
Fuck
don't
that
realize
shit.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just swinging them fists. I remember at a ghost show, which is the weirdest
Man,
thing for
what?
me because
Yeah, the pit,
ghost,
Ghost is so
right? They're so mellow metal, right? They're so mellow Satan.
not
and
a fan, man.
you know,
No.
I like,
I wish they sounded like they looked.
heard that.
Yeah.
That's what I expected at first. But if you separate those two things
Yeah.
and allow them to exist on their own planes, I think that Ghost, their sound is like if
It's like Sabbath
it's
kind
really
of.
kind of 80s. You
Okay,
know, like
yeah.
yeah, dude, it's like 80s vibe. They call themselves metal.
They're
It doesn't really feel
super
very metal.
classic metal, maybe.
You know,
They're
maybe,
very- yeah.
maybe. You know, it's like even as far as Papa
It's
Papa
more.
E
It's
is,
more goth rock. It's more.
I'll take
Yeah,
that.
you
Yes,
know?
Goth rock,
yes,
yeah.
goth rock.
It's
you
not
know?
Bauhaus,
His
but it's
body
more
in
goth
blood.
rock.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, all right. But it's a good vibe, so I'll take it. But yeah, there was some guy. He was trying to mosh to that, which they're a lot heavier when you see them live.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, like Ramones, seeing them live is just totally
Oh,
different.
yeah.
But yeah, you had that one dude like just windmill fisting everywhere, and it was so confusing to me because I'm like, this doesn't match what we're hearing, bro. You know,
He just does that to everything.
Yeah,
It doesn't
right,
matter what's going on. Alanis Morissette, he's over there fucking windmilling on it.
Yeah.
Isn't this ironic?
He's got
This
his,
is ironic as shit.
got his-
ironic as shit. You know,
he's got his
Don't you
pocket Sinatra.
Windmilling on his pocket.
Wait,
slot.
well,
That's how he's broken 2 of them already.
That's right.
Okay, those things are fucking expensive too. You can't just get them fixed anywhere.
now I'm imagining a pocket Sinatra just being docked to your shoulder.
Oh, yeah, for real.
projected off. You know,
Well, no, you got that wrong. That's the Pocket Sinatra Mini. Okay, that's a different thing. Okay.
But no, I'm excited. I'm glad they're bringing it back. I hope it goes well. And I really would like to go at least one day just
Yeah.
to kind of have, because that's very nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
You know, that was like when that was going heavy and they were doing it years back to back.
Did
we went
go to
every year.
Sloss?
We went to
We
Sloss.
went
That
to
was
Sloss.
a different. Yeah.
Did y'all go to
That was
Sloss Fest or
Sloss
Furnace Fest? Yeah.
No.
That was Sloss
Fest.
Fest. Yeah,
Different
different thing. I know it's a different thing.
Yeah.
I was just trying to remember what the thing is we
That
went
we
to
went
because we
to.
went and saw Modest Mouse
Yeah.
at
Oh,
Sloss
hell yeah.
Fest
Which was really good.
a number of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw Glenn Danzig there,
Ooh.
and that was a hell of a show. You know?
Could you see him over the crowd?
that
Like,
iron-
could you see?
Well, they put him on a very
Oh,
tall
hell yeah, they
stage.
did. Hell yeah,
he
they
was
did.
very elevated.
They pumped him up.
And so, but it's a great venue
Yeah, dude.
for like
They got a
hard
pump
rock
Glenn.
and metal, you
Oh,
know, because you're in a
absolutely.
fucking furnace, man.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
Absolutely.
environment also just helps drive
Well, and it's just that
that feeling of metal.
well, not even just for like hard rock and metal specifically, but just a good location for festivals.
Facts,
Because you just
yes.
have all
You have a
that area.
sprawling environment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
That's
it's a
still
lot.
That's still haunted as fuck.
And
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, really.
Right?
But it's still, kind of closed in enough to. What the fuck is that? We keep hearing this weird, glitching.
Mm-hmm.
Something's going on. I don't know.
Love you too.
I don't think it's that bad.
Thank you for watching.
Hey.
Hearts.
Big hearts on it.
We got hearts on them. Thank you.
Are you hearing the glitch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's not apparent.
If you hear it, let us know.
Yeah. Thank
Right.
you.
So,
Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to bring this up about the Final Fantasy 14 community thing, because I'm hearing some people have some.
Asmon.
Yeah, that Asmon's brought over a whole bunch of shit people
Well,
from WoW.
It's not. That.
Is this happening?
This happens all the time.
Yeah.
Man. Whenever whenever there's a lull in content, a lot of the people that play Final Fantasy hardcore, when there's not, kind of take a break. New players filter in, etc.
Yeah.
Now, with Asmon Gold, all right, with him finally crossing over, there are a lot of WoW refugees. A lot of them are like, okay, fine, I'll try this game. You know, we'll give it a shot. So we have a huge influx of new players coming in.
Just in
Yeah.
general, it's
right.
a boom.
Yeah.
Right, it's a boom. It's amazing to see it, right?
Yeah.
And it's really inspirational.
I mean, you got us.
Exactly, right? But the funny thing is, it's like, you think about the Final Fantasy community and what it has been, and it's like, they're, generally pretty nice people, pretty helpful, whatever. There's a lot of shade, and there's a lot of salt. Don't get it twisted. These are still humans.
Yeah.
It's still the
but
internet.
It's still the internet, exactly. But in most
That
cases...
cat girl may be cute, but it's a human behind it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, and she'll cut your fucking face.
That's right.
But you never know what you're going to get. But after Asmon joined, then a lot of those WoW refugees came over.
She said can't hear anything wrong.
Can you hear me? Okay, excellent,
Awesome.
excellent.
Thank
Let
you.
us know. Thank you.
Here, you guys keep talking. I gotta go.
All right, safety.
Let's see how
That was a slick exit. But now with all these people coming in, and a lot of these people that are taking breaks are going to come back
Yeah.
to a lot of people who have either boosted characters up to level 80. Yeah, right. So they're going
Oh,
to be
man,
doing
see, I
that
don't
in-game
think about that.
content.
Oh,
Exactly.
and they
right?
haven't fucking
And
played
they
the
haven't
game.
played the game. They haven't learned anything, and so all these people are going to come back and be like, "Who the fuck are all these people?
And why don't they
and
know
how
their
are they
jobs?
in the end game? And
Yeah.
exactly. And why don't they know what to do?
So what does it cost to boost a character up there? What would you say
It's
it
like
costs?
$15.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, it's pretty cheap. But that's to boost one. You can zoom yourself through the story content, either ARR, Stormblood, all the way up to Stormblood actually. And so it's
Wow.
over time that community is going to homogenize with the Final Fantasy 14 existing community, and the community is going to have a different face. It's going to be a different thing, And
Yeah.
I think that that's something that people kind of get mad about. Like when Asmon came on, there were a lot of people
Yeah.
who were trying to get him banned.
Yeah.
A lot of people were just like harassing the shit out
Which
of him.
in turn got them fucking banned.
Them fucking banned, which was the best thing in the world. And then did you hear
Yeah.
about Blizzard responding to him? Because like a lot of people were complaining about him playing the game. And then even one of Blizzard's one of their employees came forth and he was like, yeah, that guy's an asshole. And it's just like,
yeah.
like really? Like,
Come on, man.
From
You're the
company?
face of Blizzard.
Like, you're going to
yeah.
say that because this dude who's been helping carry your game that you refuse to do the right things on, he's been helping carry your shit for all this time, is now finding something else to do? Like, and then you're going to come out and say that? Like, that's just unprofessional.
That's the whole reason why nowadays, especially if you're working for a company like that, they want to know what you're posting on your social media. They
Right.
want to make sure that you're the face of the company at any point. I mean,
Yeah.
when
Sorry,
I was
guys. I hope that wasn't too unprofessional.
No,
you're good. You're good.
We didn't even have to
We
throw
didn't,
up the be
I
right
didn't
back.
notice until you came back.
Yeah.
Scott was gone?
It's like I'm not even. Wow, I don't know how to take that. Damn.
We
Take
did
it
not
well.
notice your absence.
It's totally fine.
No, man, it's
Rather that be the case. That's totally fine.
that is the reason why everybody's so uptight about
Nobody
people's
wants
personal
their things to change.
Yeah,
man. Everybody wants the same thing that they've seen, that they've helped cultivate, or that they think that they're a part of, and it's theirs, and it's
Yeah.
only for them, and no one else can enjoy my shiny toy,
Yeah.
even if I don't want to play with it right now. I don't want this guy playing with it either,
Right.
Because he has a lot of friends, and they're gonna want to play with my toy too. Now I know
They're
my
gonna get
toy
it
is
dirty.
designed for everybody to play with it, but I don't want everybody to play with my
Yeah.
toy. I play with my toy with my friends, and so I think it's an awesome thing to witness, right? Like
It should-
14 has
It feels like it's really just growing pains at this point. You
Right.
know what I mean?
right,
Yeah.
right.
but it's
well,
constant growing pains.
Well,
though.
exactly, right. But
got
but I think we're beyond growing pains from the software side. Like as far as Yoshi
Oh,
P
absolutely.
and Business Division 3, like. The growing pains are over. He's not crying himself to sleep every
Well,
night.
yeah, no, but I'm
that was a
talking about-
phase. He
I'm
went through
talking
that.
about like just for the community.
For the community,
itself.
yeah, absolutely. Like that's going to be the thing. People are going to be heavily resilient, but at the same time, if that's how you feel about it, get the fuck out. Go find that thing that makes you happy. Go play a single player game. Those things exist for you.
Absolutely.
You know. But for everyone else, welcome to Eorzea.
Yeah.
You know, definitely bring your
Hell yeah.
friends. The more the merrier. You know, salt trains are fun, man. Like, you asked what we've been doing all week, and I haven't had a chance to answer that question. To answer that question, I've been in Eureka, which is basically Final Fantasy 11 and
told me
Final
about
Fantasy
this.
14. Exactly.
Yeah.
And boy, the salt, baby, the salt. I mean, that's where the salt lives. It's like you have moments of pure honor and moments where people just get so mad. And
But
that
it's
chat's
all
just lit
PvE?
the fuck up. Yeah, it's all PvE.
Okay.
It's all PvE, but it's just constant combat. Combat.
So it's like a big arena kind of thing? Or?
Yeah, it's a very, very large map. There are 4 of them. There's the Animos, there is Pagos, there is Pyros, then there's Hydatos, each one having a theme of an aspect of ether. So, you know, Animos is going to be what? Well, Pagos is earth aspected, Pyros is fire, Hydatos is water, so that'd be air up front. But you go around and you kill mobs, and those spawn fates, which are notorious monsters.
Totally.
You
Yeah.
kill those for experience, and then all of these things also give you items that you can use to level up your relic weapon to make them glowy and pretty and shiny, because that's
Nice.
what you want.
Yeah.
And so
And is there a boss to each area?
there are several. The notorious monsters are considered bosses.
Okay.
But you know, they do have different difficulties. Some of them are way crazier and more difficult, you know, than others. Now, by the end of Hydatos, there's a big raid, right, called the Baldesian Arsenal, and that actually takes, I think, up to, what is it? I think it's 48 players. 48 players.
Jeez,
Weird.
wow.
I think it's maybe
Wow,
up to
that's a lot.
72. But you know, yeah, you have to get together and actually focus that shit down. Like, healers can't just res. You have to sacrifice your own life to resurrect somebody else. Like, yeah, they play by
damn.
some pretty hardcore rules. It's like permadeath is a thing in there, and so
Oh, wow.
yeah, right.
Is this the
So
way it
that's
was in
what-
11?
11. If you have to resurrect in 11, you will de-level. Actually, in 11, if you
Wow.
died, you will lose experience.
What?
Yeah, so if you die at all, you lose experience. And here, like, if you die, you don't lose experience. But if you can't get a res, then you're going to lose experience. And sometimes you will lose, like, almost an entire level.
Wow.
You know?
So
And so it's pretty hardcore.
So yeah, so essentially, if you die, someone has to kill themselves, or you lose.
In the
experience.
Baldesian Arsenal? Yeah. If
You
you're actually
know,
in the
wow.
Arsenal, the name of the game is to not die.
Yeah. Well,
That's
obviously.
it. And
I
if you
mean,
and if you do, then you might want to just get comfortable for a minute.
yeah, just
Looks
sit
like we
down.
got a new sub.
You know?
I don't
Hey,
know.
yeah,
You
thank you.
stay
Hello, new
chill.
sub.
Jay is still here, but thank you for the sub.
Yeah,
Thank you very
thank you
much
so
for the
much.
sub.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Glad to see our community is growing.
absolutely.
Man, so a growing community. This is a good one to also talk about our, big subject later. But Tetris Effect Connected Beta. Me and him got to play it a little bit. We got to play
Cool,
it in
yeah.
VR, which, I mean, you'd already been jamming on Tetris Effect for a minute now.
Oh, I love it. It's my
right?
therapy.
But
Yeah.
the connected version, which is the multiplayer thing,
It was an Xbox exclusive for the launch of the Xbox Series X.
so it's been 7 months at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exclusivity just ran out, and we're gonna see it on August the 20th. No. I'm sorry. It's July the 20th.
Oh,
So it's gonna
okay.
be, yeah,
cool.
very, very
Another
soon.
week and a half.
Mhm.
Yeah. Dope.
Sweet.
That's
So
awesome.
it'll be a free upgrade for your Tetris Effect, but it does give us multiplayer. So we got
awesome.
Yeah, we got versus, which is great. You got standard connected, not standard connected. I'm sorry, standard versus mode. You have classic Tetris as well. So if you don't want to be able to hold blocks and all that kind of stuff, it's like, if it's like, okay, I played Tetris on the Game Boy back in the day, and that's all I
Yeah,
got.
absolutely.
But I'm a
Yeah.
beast, then you've got that. You have Tetris Zone, where you can use the zone mechanic that was introduced in Tetris Effect, which is really kind of cool. And then there's We Are Connected.
Dude, Connected's
nice.
so cool.
Right.
So Connected, just to give it an overview, it's 4 players, but there's 3 people playing Tetris against a boss.
Ah, I gotcha.
Right. It'll be 3 people playing against a boss, or 4 people with 1 person being the boss.
Ah,
Oh, so it can be 4 and then somebody else is the boss?
No. It'll be 3 with 1
Oh,
person
I
as the
got you,
boss, or
got
it's
you.
3 versus
Yes, yes.
is PvE or PvP.
Yeah, absolutely.
PvPvE
It's
or
Ps, right?
PPPVP.
That's a lot of P's.
That's a lot of peas.
Whole bunch of P. It's all over the place.
Clean that up.
No. But
We all connected.
that connected works, man. That shit works.
Yeah, it's crazy how it
Yeah.
works because it's like you'll have your own individual screens and
Yeah.
you're doing your shit.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
as you're building up, as you're clearing lines, you'll start building up this meter. Once the meter gets all the way to the top, it gets maxed out. Then you hear you get this weird little charge up thing going,
Oh,
and everything
awesome.
kind of bops around because you know it's all music themed.
Yeah.
And then you get we all connected, or at least on the first one you do, and it slams all three of the screens
into a
together.
long-
Oh yeah,
Long
and then it's
window,
just
yeah.
one long.
Yes.
Oh,
and
that's
you're
awesome.
taking turns,
Uh-huh.
right?
I
did
but
see
you have
that.
to go back
I
and
did see
forth,
that.
And you have to go
Bop,
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's really
Were you
crazy to
streaming
think
it?
about it. Say again.
Were you streaming?
Not the night that we played. I've streamed it
Oh,
before.
okay.
Yeah.
But no, we thought about streaming it when we were deep into
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And so
yeah,
you
we-
can't really
ah,
just
fuck,
stop
we
in the middle of
already- yeah.
that.
Right.
We found some dude. I guess he was Japanese.
Oh, he was crushing it.
He was crushing
Oh, yeah.
it. Dude, he kept getting like what? I don't
He'd
know,
have like 82%, like 80% of our
Of-
total
That's
progress.
fucking
Like,
impressive.
Uh-huh.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
really, really good. Well, it seems like, I've seen a lot of Japanese players. I've seen a lot of players from Australia, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Very few American players. Now, I'm
Yeah.
hoping that with...
We're not a Tetris country, I guess.
Well, I mean, no, we love Tetris like everyone else, but I think that due to the fact that everyone had Tetris like on their phones and whatever, people don't really think about, okay, yeah, I'll pay $50 for Tetris. This new Tetris
yeah.
Connect. They're
It's
like,
not like a super go-to. I'm gonna buy every Tetris.
right,
kinda,
unless you're just a Tetrisaholic
Oh,
like I
yeah,
am. I'm
absolutely,
just like,
yeah.
let me get it. And then you're like, oh, yeah, Tetsuya Mizuguchi is also
Oh, my
creating this.
God,
so I'm
that
like,
music.
I have to have that anyway.
music and particles.
You know,
That's a man's
So many parts.
whole world.
And then you're gonna slap that into VR too. You're
Yeah.
gonna just
Oh,
inch it
uh-huh.
up there like, with that little.
Yeah, and I
carrot
mean,
for me, like,
we've
yeah.
even heard people that are Tetris freaks online talk about that with VR because it's a higher refresh rate. They're able to play better.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
some people consider it cheating because you can zone in. Like you can really just zone. Like
Yeah,
it's easy
nothing
to
else is
block out
happening. Yeah.
distractions because it's just you and them blocks and that music, right?
I wish I could watch somebody else play it so I could see what's going on with the patterns around it more because
Yeah.
Right.
again I'm focusing on the blocks. You
Mhm.
know, I don't even know
can't
what
really
the hell
look around.
the boss is doing. I can't
Right.
look at this guy over here.
No, you
Yeah.
can't. You can't.
Well,
You lose.
I got this isn't Tetris Effect, but I was playing Tetris 99.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
great
And
game.
that was the problem that I was having with that specific game. I'm
Yeah.
trying to focus on getting them lines down.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also have to like look at what the other screens, the other people that I'm playing against, and figure out, okay, this guy's doing well. I need to fuck him up. I need to move that over there. So it was just a lot to do.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it begs the question of like, how do you make Tetris more challenging?
Right,
Because the last
exactly.
thing you want to do is fuck with the framework of Tetris.
Right,
Because
exactly.
it's perfect, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
it
perfection.
could potentially be
It's
objectively
Russian
the most
perfection.
perfect game.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The most perfect game that was never meant to be a game.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I'm saying? Like it was an
Yeah.
exercise.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the whole thing with Tetris Effect. Is like, yeah, it's like you can. It's almost a multiplayer game in a way.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
because
easily.
for someone sitting on the couch, usually somebody sitting on the couch watching Tetris is like, all right, I'm gonna do anything else. But with Effect, like
Yeah.
everything with the way that the music syncs with the every action,
It looks
all those
great,
particles,
yeah.
all those backgrounds,
It is
all
fun
the
to watch.
transitions that happen in the middle of like one song.
Yeah.
Like you'll have several different like drop rates. Like block
Yeah.
drop rates, like in
Absolutely.
the same song. So all of a sudden, you're playing, everything's cool.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, blocks just start falling, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like,
Seriously,
whoa,
yeah.
Yeah.
like it's fucking
or
crazy.
they'll remix the bottom of your.
Oh, now that's
man.
another thing
shit,
about
or
Connected.
the
Now
boss
that's the thing we didn't
battles
talk
and
about with the
stuff.
boss
Yeah.
battles. Each boss has a power,
Uh-huh.
and some of these bosses is
nice.
something really subtle, like I'm just gonna put 2 little squares, and not like the 2x2 blocks that
Just
drop for you.
one little-
just one little
one little-
dot. Just put it right there, but you can't get past it. And
Oh,
so you've
really?
been set up. So you've been set up. You got a whole lane clear for lines. You got about 2, maybe almost 3 Tetrises lined up.
And then they just
put that
boop.
one bink.
And you're like,
Fucked.
Yeah.
Fucked.
Damn.
There's one that'll actually randomize all of your
Yeah,
blocks.
dude.
So everything that you've been
Oh,
setting
man.
up is just now
Which
what?
sometimes
done.
helps.
Actually. Well, I mean, what
It
you do
does.
is you have to prime yourself for those connected moments, because once you connect, then all of the blocks. You remember in Tetris, They may do it in 99 as well. They may have the cascade option where
yeah.
if you have a block that drops over an empty space, whatever's over that empty space will just drop straight down.
Yeah.
You know, like whenever you connect, that kicks in.
Oh,
so if there's any gaps in your play space, they all get filled in immediately.
Oh,
you know,
awesome.
so it's really kind of cool.
Where it'll just fall. Yeah.
Exactly.
fall right
Everything just
into
falls straight down.
Yeah.
And so, like, if they do screw you over completely, just survive until you
then
can
start
connect.
stacking them
and
real
then start-
quick.
Yes.
Although you maxed out while you were doing
I
that.
know. I wanted to see if it could happen. You know, I had to see if it could happen. And I'm just like, okay, well, we're going to connect. It won't be a problem. It was a problem. It was a problem.
no.
And I dropped out completely, you know?
Wow.
So, yeah, it's really, really interesting how
great.
they
That was fun as hell,
just to
though.
tackle that. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
Awesome.
So later this month.
Yes.
Glad to
we
see
can
some love
get
for
connected.
Tetris.
I do hope that since the PSVR community is really who drove primary sales of Tetris Effect,
yeah.
I hope that this really takes off. I
Yeah,
really, really
absolutely.
hope. I want to see more. I want to see America represent, man. Like, get in there, use your brains, man. Logic puzzles are fun.
Yeah,
Man,
they are.
I knew that Iana wasn't going to be able to play Tetris for real. You know?
Yeah.
I
mean-
she'd be able to mess with it, but
Right.
that's about it, right?
Yeah.
But I put the headset on her with Tetris Effect,
Oh my.
and I was trying to play on the
Oh,
on the
well,
TV.
yeah, you know what?
while
My
she
fiance
was-
and I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'd
Yeah.
have it on. I'm
Yeah.
like, just look at the screen
that's
every
that's
once
the problem,
in a while.
though, is I can't get her to not look at the dolphins,
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
and the stuff
Like, get
happening.
glance back at the board, baby.
Wait,
Just
I'm-
glance back.
We're gonna stack too high. You gotta look at the blocks. And then she's got
Oh,
the
man.
headphones on like this, so she can't. Because I mean, like,
But you know,
it
they actually
fits,
have a
but,
theater
you know.
mode, right? They put a theater mode into the game so that you can actually just watch all those levels. Now, the worst part about that is that you won't have the audio that comes along with dropping blocks, because every action,
you need that.
whether it be spinning the block actually connecting to the play area, or even like a hard drop, you know, that all these things add audio that make the song sound dynamic and unique.
It's
when
that
you're playing
luminous
it, you
thing,
know?
man.
Exactly, it's
that-
all luminous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
God,
the
that
good
game,
shit. That's what he
man.
does. I know, right?
That was
I want
why I
that
bought
VR.
or one of the things that I bought a PSP for, man. That was
Absolutely.
one of them.
That if it wasn't for Luminous, I would not have played my PSP nearly as much as I
Yeah.
did. Like, Luminous was my go-to. It was always in my PSP at all times. I know. Weird
I know.
shit. But whatever. Moving on.
Moving on.
And so, okay, so that brings up the question. All right. So puzzlers are the theme of the day.
Well, let's talk about the Switch OLED.
Oh
first.
God.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Oh.
that shit first before
Okay.
we get into
Yeah.
anything else.
Well,
you know?
I really don't know if we're gonna be able to eke out very much more than just like, yeah, it's a thing.
I mean,
you know,
like,
I mean,
I still
I
feel
think it's some
strongly.
bullshit.
Yeah,
How
I
about
think it's
that?
some bullshit.
I think it's some
too.
bullshit.
I also
I'll
think
just
it's
say it
some
out loud.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, specifically, because it took me a second to realize what I thought was bullshit about this, right?
I got you.
I don't think it's exactly bullshit that they didn't bring out a Pro for real. That's not really my problem. I mean, I think they should. I think the hardware's old and they need a refresh, right?
Yeah.
But I also understand that they probably need to move to the next console rather than it being a
Yeah,
Switch
I
Pro.
don't
You think
probably
we're
need
ready
to-
for a new console from Nintendo?
How long's that shit been out?
Like 4 years.
And it was already old hardware when it came out.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's that, but I just don't know if people are ready to adopt a new.
I was about to
Agreed.
s- yeah, I was about to say.
Because of that, I don't think that they should have charged an extra $50 for the system. I think it should be the cost of what the normal Switch is, and then that should be $50 less, and then the Lite should be $50 less.
Yeah, just kind of trickle.
Trickle them down.
But-
I think
but
that's
at
exactly
the
what should
same-
happen. Or
at
they
the
should
same-
phase out the other model of the Switch.
See, but that would make sense from a consumer's.
it makes
That
sense.
makes sense
dude.
from every
From
standpoint.
every
I mean,
standpoint. That is
like-
old ass hardware, dude.
No,
It's
but
old hardware.
they're still selling it. That's
Oh,
the thing.
I
They're
gotcha.
still
Okay.
making the money. People are still buying it. The market sets the like if you buy something for a set price, then you have agreed with the company that it needs to be that price. You know, that's just
I
it.
don't know, man.
Okay, look.
Like
all right.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I see what. Yeah, I see what
And
you're
I
saying.
agree
think
with
in
you.
Some ways
That's how
you're
they
kind of right.
should do it. But
This,
of course, they're
this
not going
is
to.
Nintendo flexing their
Nintendo.
muscle.
Yeah.
No, this is the worst we've ever seen Nintendo. At least usually with their reimagining of their own consoles, you'll get some major bit. Look, the best part about the Switch OLED is not that OLED screen.
No.
It's not the ability to connect LAN. It's the kickstand.
It's the kickstand.
That motherfucking kickstand, because that
Yep.
in the original Switch, like that
Yeah,
thing
you got a
made
point.
me mad.
It's bad.
You know,
it's
awful.
not good.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
off-center.
super flimsy. It's off center. It's
yeah.
just like y'all went with this. You know,
Yeah.
like, so that part's crazy
Engineering
to me.
nightmare.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I don't understand why this was the case.
Yeah.
But with this new OLED now, the reason why people really wanted a Switch Pro is mostly because of Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
And Hyrule
Yeah.
Warriors one's
Yeah.
like shit.
They want
when you
Age
start
of Calamity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Dude, it
Yeah.
looks really, really bad. It's like, okay, y'all need some more processing power. Like,
Yeah,
you really need some more
absolutely.
muscle.
Because they're already hitting their limit.
Right.
They are hitting their limit right now, and they want to carry the system for another couple of years.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
know?
they're hitting their limit.
And it's like,
You know?
okay, so
They've
you
been
have
at the
this
limit, though.
They've
opportunity.
been at the limit.
You have an opportunity to sell a product, and as long as it's available,
Mm-hmm.
people will buy it, right? And you just give them a little. People are okay with a Series S, Series X
Right,
situation.
yeah.
We're okay with PlayStation 4, PlayStation Pro. We're
Mm-hmm.
cool with that, right? So if you
Yeah.
put out a Pro model and just gave us 60. Just make your games run smoother, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, interest for Breath of the Wild will spike from those
Oh,
people
yeah,
who may not necessarily
absolutely.
be, or Breath of
Well-
the Wild 2, will spike from those people who may not even be hardcore Nintendo fans
Yeah.
because it's just going to be so gorgeous and so
Oh,
great to
absolutely,
play.
yeah, and
But-
that would be that. It would give people who currently have a Switch more of a reason to want this.
Because there's
Because
no
there is
reason.
no
to upgrade.
reason.
Because there is no reason.
Unless
at
you're a
this point.
hardcore Smash fan, you
Right.
know, like
You're
a,
like, I need to
an
see my
actual
character a
tournament
little
player.
bit better.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
like,
well-
I think that it was lazy, and I think that it was I think that it was a slap in the face.
Yeah.
You know,
It
I
kinda
think it was
is.
relatively short-sighted. Now here's something that I thought of last night because we were kind of talking about this. With the hardware shortages that we've gone through.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that could be like, not trying to make excuses or anything, but do you think that could be the reason there wasn't any like upgrade in processing or anything like
It could.
You know
sure,
what I mean?
But I also
Mm,
think that
I doubt it.
being that the Series, consoles and the PlayStation 5 is not having a problem with getting
Right.
bleeding edge tech out,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a problem, but it's not non-existent.
yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean? It's just a shortage.
I got you.
Like, they've never really been one to be a direct contender with anybody else.
Well,
Nintendo's
yeah.
playing their own game, and they always
Oh,
have.
absolutely.
They always
And
have,
yeah.
and it usually works out pretty well. But I do feel like they're potentially shooting themselves in the foot with this one because there's no growing room. You know,
Right.
like you
I
can buy
mean,
this thing
yeah.
for Christmas and have the newest, hottest Switch, sure, and it's going to look really pretty if you're playing certain things. But
Yeah.
there are also other Switch games that aren't going to work very well because they weren't programmed with this screen in mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so there are going to be a few obstacles in the road
Absolutely.
going forward for this hardware.
Yeah.
The other problem that I have is that it's $50 less than a PS5.
It's $50 less
Right,
than a PS5.
so-
It's $50 more than a Series S.
Yeah,
And a
so-
Series S is fucking a beast.
If
It
they
really
would have
is.
at least gone for 1080p,
Yeah.
while undocked, you know what I'm saying, and then go for 4K docked, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
just push for it. Then all of a sudden you can put yourself at a price point along with your contenders, and people will still buy your
It
product.
could be a $400 Switch.
Right,
you
and
know,
people would buy it.
and people would
And
buy
people
it.
would buy it. I
Easily.
would think about it,
Yeah.
but at this point, it's
I'd
just
buy
like
it.
Yeah.
hey,
And
we
I-
already
and
have your
and
money.
I love my Switch.
Yeah.
It's like we already have your money, and matter of fact, here's this thing that's very similar to that last thing, but it's new.
Yeah, pretty much. It's. I agree with you. It is shitty. I'm really not seeing the benefits of it personally, and
No,
and I
no.
love my Switch.
And they even
I love
take
Nintendo.
away
and
a
here's the
USB
thing-
port. You know
here's
that?
the thing, yeah,
Right.
and here's the thing too.
More storage. But
Nintendo-
64
but-
is fucking weak.
Yeah. It
64
doesn't
gigs
matter
is so
when you're
weak.
using
But
the
it
SD
doesn't.
anyway.
Well,
Yeah,
again,
you're gonna buy a way bigger one.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't. I don't think it matters for the people that are still currently hardcore playing their Switch because it's not really even like. Yes, frame dips are really bad, but me personally, I haven't really experienced that much. You know, I have seen it, but it has never bothered me because I feel like I bought into the gimmick of the system. You know.
Yeah, but now it's a
Yeah.
buzzword. Now,
Now it's a
frame rate
buzz-
is a buzzword,
Right,
and that's the
true.
thing that everyone's focusing on.
I mean,
Yeah.
frame rate's a big
But then
deal.
you
It
also
is a
have
big deal.
depending
But
on
the
the
thing
games,
is,
yeah.
dude, is like Nintendo doesn't really market to that demographic
Man,
all that
Nintendo
much.
used to be the console that always ran at
Right,
60.
right,
Nintendo,
but now-
dude, the game,
Exactly.
the
But they've
GameCube was the
still-
system that you
their
had the
main
solid
market
frame rates on.
is the casual market. that is still
I mean, but
the
even the
case.
casual market
is
has
still
a
the
cell
smooth
phone.
game.
Yeah,
As a
they
matter
all
of
have a
fact,
cell phone.
I would argue
where-
with it more that the casual market needs it because there are going to be more people that don't play
And
games,
they're more
that
vocal
are
about
more
when shit doesn't work.
photosensitive,
Yeah.
things like that. People that have issues with those things.
Hey man,
that
they're
don't
throwing
play games are
they're
going to
throwing
vomit
they're
at these
throwing
low,
a dart
frame
with
rates.
this. They're throwing a dart
But this
with
is a committal dart.
Yeah.
You know, this is a
And that's
huge
what it
fucking dart,
is.
and it's like, okay, well, you've been making mobile games all this time and testing the waters in that direction. It's like, I don't know if a whole new full price, more expensive, matter of
Yeah.
fact, console is the way to go if you're not going to give people any kind of power boost.
Any
you
reason
know?
to-
If
yeah.
there's no real reason to. Now, if it's a matter of, okay, well, we can maybe make these for cheaper and produce more of them, that might be an option.
I
And
mean,
so keep
dude,
them on
if
shelves.
we'd got
that's
extended
good.
battery
Yeah.
life,
Yeah,
if we
something.
got, like
Yeah, but they didn't
you
say
know?
anything about battery
Nope.
life.
All
I mean,
the
one
it's
of
exact same.
anything
same,
that
it's
wasn't
same
a quality of life upgrade for the portable side for
Yeah.
this system, the only thing that they even said was like even a general upgrade was the enhanced audio. And
It's
that
all
was
about
it.
the kickstand, man. You are
It's
paying
all,
another.
it's all about. It is
That's
all.
an
It is
expensive-ass
all
kickstand.
about the kickstand.
Yeah, that's not at all worth it.
But they're looking.
Yeah.
But you got to think, man. Nintendo's looking at it and it's like, well, we gave you better audio, and the kickstand, and it's white. Don't you guys
And
like
then
white
what about for
systems
all
that
those
are going to be
people-
yellow in a year? Don't you like that shit?
hope you don't smoke inside.
You know, well, look, my problem also is like if you do, okay, so you own a Switch and you want to have the most bleeding edge Switch available, blah. When you buy that new Switch, all of a sudden your Joy-Cons don't fit. All of a sudden, all of the cases that you bought, because I had one of those folding cases that you
Right.
can like fold it and it would fold into a kickstand. It was really, really cool. All of that doesn't fit. You know what I'm saying? Like you have all these accessories that go along with this hardware.
Which they should fit for this one, right?
The
The Joy-Cons are the same.
Well, I mean, but your cases will not because the screen is larger. It's a larger and thicker.
I don't think that the
device.
the screen's that
The
much.
screen-
I don't think
the
it's
tablet
actually bigger. I
itself
think there's less bezel.
Isn't
There's less
that's
bezel,
what
but
it is.
the console itself is thicker. It's thicker and
Oh.
heavier. You know, and so that's not going to slide into these. All the sleeves that were made for the Switch are made to be really unobtrusive. You know what I'm saying? Like they're really sleek, which means they're form fitting.
Yeah,
You know, and
yeah.
so no, man, you're gonna have to rebuy all of that stuff. You're gonna have to rebuy so much shit. And
So who is this for then? Because that's my whole thing. Like who
I
is
guess
this
people who
supposed
just
to be
can't
for?
get a console right now. That's the only thing that I can see.
It's just a bad move. You know, it's more expensive, and
I'm
there's
baffled
no
at it.
yeah.
I'm
It
baffled.
doesn't. You know.
You know, and I mean, and a lot of the community has the same opinion right now. It's
Yeah.
just like, wow, like that's the thing.
I
you know?
hope they hear the community.
Right.
You know.
You know,
This
Unless-
is like when they were like, "Hey, you guys want a color Game Boy? Look, it's a color Game Boy.
Right.
It's still the same screen, but now the outside's
So it's
colored.
Oh yeah.
You can get
Hey,
a red
hey,
one.
Nintendo, can we
teal
get
one.
Hey Nintendo, can we get that? Can we get that backlight? Not
know,
until
nah,
the event.
Yeah. Man, I found out that there was a backlight version that came out in,
In
Japan,
Japan.
and it
Yeah.
came out right before the color,
Game,
and then
Game
never
Boy
came out
Pocket.
here.
Game Boy Pocket Light.
Light.
Yeah. Light. Yeah, and it only came out in Japan.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
the fuck is that, man?
Yeah.
man.
That SP was the best handheld that they
SP
made.
It
was
was
great.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I like
loved
that
it.
form factor and everything.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think that they did a bad move on this. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I would
think,
once
you know,
again, it's like I know
it's-
it makes it sound like we hate Nintendo, and we are.
No,
what
hell
it is
no,
is
I
that
love
we
my
are
Switch.
we are
No.
massive. Well, we know you Scott.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, I think it's
Yeah.
just being a huge. I consider myself a hardcore Nintendo fan.
Yeah.
Even now, I've given them so much of my money. You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just it is what it is. And when they drop something new, I'm always paying attention. But I do feel a little slighted, and I feel slighted for the people who, you know, are ready for Nintendo to do a little bit something
yeah,
for
something
them.
else.
You
Yeah.
know, just a little bit
Yeah.
of something for them. Because like we were saying, we got Breath of the Wild 2. This console is going to be running for the next couple of years at
Yep.
least, you know.
and it's going to
and
be lagging
It's
way
going to
behind.
be behind and
you know?
behind and behind. And even, once again, third-party developer, even Nintendo is having a hard time trying to keep a consistent 30 with some of their games. And
yeah.
It's just like,
Mhm.
that's not a good place
Even
to
a
be.
consistent 30. Like
Right.
that's the problem I'm having with it. Is it's
Just
not like
consistency would be.
Because, I mean, that's what Nintendo's
name of the
known
game.
for is
Yeah.
consistency.
yeah.
That's why you buy it, is because
Right.
everything works.
And when even
it's
first party
smooth,
titles are having frame rate issues,
Yeah.
that's a fucking big deal.
That is.
You know?
Oh yeah.
It's never
Absolutely.
happened
You know, I mean, Metroid Prime. Like, I hate to go back to the GameCube, but Metroid Prime, fucking, Mario Sunshine, like all those ran at 60.
Yeah.
Flawless.
F-Zero, baby.
F-Zero,
F-Zero.
flawless.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And they looked better than games that were coming out on the PS2.
Well, that's what gave
You
you
know?
that Nintendo feel.
It was
right?
it was the whole
the
package.
Nintendo feel is that smoothness.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of it. Everything, while being bright and super friendly looking, everything is smooth. Right.
But the GameCube was still the cheap console. That was
Right.
my point. It was still the
Yeah,
cheaper
that's
out
true.
of the 3 consoles.
Yeah.
You know, I think that they've lost their way of figuring out how to. That maybe the gimmick of the Switch itself is costing too much to do the Nintendo magic that they should for a dedicated console.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying, it's more of a replacement to the handheld market. That's the way you see it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I feel like this is more of a replacement for the handheld. Well, obviously, for them, it's a replacement for both. You know, we're literally smashing 2 of their development like teams and studios together. Okay, let's instead of having these 2 separate entities, let's just put them together, and then theoretically, you'd have more power and money going towards the thing. But I really do feel like the way though. From the consumer side, there's a lot more people that we do play it docked. I very rarely take my Switch out of the dock at this point, you know, unless I'm just like I'm really into a game, want to keep playing, I need to go out to the porch and smoke something, you know. But I feel like
Portables only for the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like from Nintendo's view, it is much more of a portable system because again, that's the gimmick. And you
especially
know,
in Japan. I mean, that's what
especially in
portable,
Japan.
man.
Japan,
Exactly.
a lot
Yeah.
of people, they love that
Absolutely.
portable aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and
I think my biggest problem with it being a portable console, though, is that the battery life shit.
Right.
yeah,
You know?
Right. And larger screen means that
Larger
it's going to
screen.
draw more
You,
power.
you
from
can't put it in a pocket.
No.
You gotta have
fanny
your own
pack.
purse.
Gotta have a
for
case.
it.
bro.
You have to have a
fanny pack, bro.
That's
What are you
right.
talking about?
my
You know?
Switch
Yeah.
fanny pack. I'm surprised they haven't
It's
tried
just
to
for my
make that
Switch.
catch on.
Oh, I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in the world.
What if
There
it's
is
like
a Switch fanny
what if
pack.
it's
I'm
like
not
somewhere in
kidding.
the
That's
world.
really a
What
thing.
if it's like a wrestling championship belt that
Oh,
you click it to the
that'd
front
be
of it?
sick.
You click
Dude,
your Switch
I'd
to the
love
front
that.
of it.
That'd be good. Yeah.
You know?
Didn't they do that for like a Game & Watch or some point? Like,
I don't
didn't
know,
they
but
like
that's
that?
awesome.
I mean,
They
that would be
should-
great.
It's your
I
belt
want
buckle.
one.
Yeah, man.
yeah, fuck yeah. I'd buy that.
It sounds great.
My
But
brain's
part of
going
my
to some
cod
dark
piece.
places. My cod.
But
My
If
cod
they ever got-
piece.
If they ever got Call of Duty running on it, it's my cod piece.
My cod
You know,
piece.
I just imagine like some of the foreign advertisements for it.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
have the girl going down and she's undoing the belt buckle.
The European commercial?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
European. Absolutely. it looks like she's undoing the belt buckle, but really she's like jamming
She's
out.
jamming
on some Smash
out. Oh, yeah.
Brothers. She's like, oh yeah, we're gonna
He's going
smash.
like-
She's like, yeah, we're gonna smash.
smash.
We're gonna smash tonight, girl. You ready to smash? She's like, I'm ready to
then she
smash.
ha-
And then she
hands
goes
him-
down.
hands him a Joy-Con.
And then right.
Hands him a Joy-Con.
And all you see when from his view, you see him looking down. You see her eyes looking up.
Yep.
You know, nothing but her eyes. And then she hands up the Joy-Con.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
That's awesome.
Oh no.
And the Japanese commercial will be somebody wearing it with Tommy Lee Jones yelling at him, and then
I-
like,
that
lasers
was
shoot out of his
amazing to
eyes.
me.
That was great.
That
was phenomenal to see.
It was just
Yeah.
like
It's
for
like,
office
yeah, go,
management
Tommy.
or something like that. I don't even know what that was trying to sell me, but it was great.
Yeah, it was great.
Was it coffee? Was it fucking?
Yeah, it was coffee.
Man, I don't
That's
know.
the most random shit.
Yeah, because it was like you
Apparently-
can become Tommy Lee Jones if you drink this coffee and yell at your crew.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
I want to
Jap-
become Tommy Lee Jones.
Japan is clowning right now. Like there
Yeah.
was a Final Fantasy 14 event yesterday. They did a 14-hour broadcast.
Yeah.
And there's a live letter. They've got chicken nuggets, man. They got Final Fantasy 14 chicken
nuggets?
nuggets.
Wait, are
chicken
they- are
nuggies.
they-
got some chicken
Are they
nuggets.
chocobo?
Bro,
Are they chocobo
no,
nuggies?
no.
'Cause
That'd
I
be
need
good.
some chocobo
That'd be good, but
nuggies.
they wouldn't want to sell that imagery. Look,
No.
what
No,
it is,
they-
what it is a chicken nugget, right?
Yeah.
And inside of the fried chicken nugget, you've got a black pepper sauce and tartar sauce.
Oh,
Bro, like I don't know whose idea this was.
Wait. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm
like,
confused
dude,
they
about-
should think
about
about that. Yeah. You
Yeah,
kind of have
dude.
to let that
Do they-
sink in before
so-
the confusion starts.
It comes
right?
in its own little box. Hold on, let me see if I can find the chicken nugget. Yeah, man, it comes
You
in
said
all-
inside?
inside the
of-
nugget.
Inside of the nugget.
Inside the nugget, you got a black pepper sauce and you got tartar sauce.
Is
At
that-
the
is
same
that-
time?
Well,
At the same
I'm
damn
confused.
time.
Is this put in before you fry the nugget?
Oh no, man! It's just all in there with the nugget. I guess the
So you
nugget gets
just-
fried after, and then it just
And then
congeals into a flavor of something. Oh yeah, I was watching their faces. They brought them out there and let them taste them, and nobody who ate them
We're
smiled.
happy.
Yeah,
None of them.
Like, they all,
Yeah, of
they're all
course.
just like,
Because they
chewing.
just put tartar sauce
bro.
in a chicky
Who
nugget.
wants
and then
fried
fried the
tartar
whole
sauce?
sauce.
That's my whole point.
Yeah,
They can't
exactly.
deep fry
Weird
tartar
shit, but-
sauce,
Hey,
dude.
you
I'm
better tell them
offended by
that.
this.
You better tell them that
Fuck.
because they do that shit. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like,
Gross.
Yeah, really.
Kind of how we feel about the OLED.
No, but-
Gross. The OLED is a chicky nugget with tartar sauce.
It's like those. You remember the weird, completely black burgers that they had, the
yeah.
McDonald's, where
Yeah.
everything's stained with squid ink.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we
Even
were
the
thinking it was at
cheese.
first because they showed an image of the nuggie with some black shit, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe they're going with squid ink.
They
That'd be
love that
creative
shit.
at
Yeah.
least, right?
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
you can easily overdo squid ink.
Hell yeah,
Yeah, you
you
because
can.
that's very pungent,
Yeah.
right? And so, like, that's what I thought. They're like, no,
Isn't that
black
what
pepper
that
and tartar.
what that little additive in ramen is? Like the little black. There's like one that's like it's like a chip, but I think it's like condensed squid ink into like a you know.
I don't know what kind of ramen you be eating.
Man, they be throwing all sorts of shit in ramen. I don't
Dude,
know.
how come
you
I
know?
look up Final Fantasy 14 chicken nuggets, and the first thing that comes up is
yuck.
a lalafell.
There you go. That is a little chicken nugget right there. Is it dressed like? Was it dressed like Cloud there? It looked like Advent Children Cloud.
Yeah, I had the cloud stripe.
Yeah,
top
see,
going.
I noticed
you
that.
popping it.
I
Yeah,
noticed
right?
it. Yeah, He's got that one big ass pant leg thing going on. It's
Yeah.
like half a chap.
Half a chap.
It's not chaps. It's a chap. I just
Right.
have a
So
chap.
a solo chap.
Yeah,
Just
one chap.
But he's just half Jinko, man.
Yeah, he's just half Jinko. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
he only shops at Hot Topic sometimes.
Yeah.
not all the time. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
God.
That's how he gets the discounts on the
Okay,
pants.
all right,
So how
well,
about
okay,
this
so we've
state
been
of
giving,
play?
all right, giving Nintendo the business.
Yeah, let's give
Sony.
Sony the business.
Sony, your turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sony,
Jesus.
man. Jeez. Okay, where's my phone?
Is it not? Is that not what?
No, that's another one.
Oh,
I
that's
got
a
it.
different
It's
phone?
probably inside. You probably left it inside.
It's under my leg. That's where it is.
Damn.
I found
It's
it.
a meaty leg.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even feel it.
It
I
can
didn't-
hide a phone.
Okay, so the state of play.
But thick.
We tried
That
to stream our experience of the state of play. We tried.
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
ignoring you guys.
I mean, and it started off strong, right?
Yeah.
Because we
Uh-huh.
came in with Moss 2,
Moss
Chapter 2.
Yeah, that looks
after
really good.
all this
Yeah.
time, after like, you know, the past 2 years waiting for Moss 2. Is it 2 or 3? God damn, how long has it been?
I think it's been
man.
3 years.
Yeah, I
now.
think it's been
a
3
minute.
years now.
Yeah.
And if you haven't played Moss,
Moss is
Moss
great.
is great. It
Do
is a VR exclusive.
yes.
But it's kind of Zelda-like. That's a good way to put it. It's
That's
kind of,
a
I
good
mean,
way, yeah.
it's
I
an
think that
action
was-
adventure.
Honestly,
game,
I think
you know?
that Moss was the first game that you let me play on VR
Yeah.
where I was
Oh,
actually
God,
like,
did
oh,
you
yeah.
ever get... I was
No.
about to say, like, if you put somebody into Moss, there's a chance you might not get your headset back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Dude,
Like,
dude,
that's what happened with
yeah,
Mom.
I rolled with it for
Mom
a
loved
Yeah.
Moss.
Yeah.
It's,
I
it's
love
great. And then
Moss.
Quill as a hero, as a protagonist.
Cute
that's like
little
the
mouse.
cutest.
Oh,
my
yeah,
God, and
dude.
she's so awesome.
She does a cute little combo.
And whenever
goes-
she freaks
she
out, her
falls
ears like
down.
lay back.
I know,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, I love Quill.
Yeah, the animation
awesome.
quality in that game is fucking amazing.
Oh, it's
phenomenal.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and they do a good job of having you as this this godlike
Ghost,
avatar.
yeah.
You're just like this forest spirit looking over this mouse as it's, you know. So you help out with things, but you're also not really there completely.
Right.
Like, it's good. It's good. They because they have to come up with a way to make the
It's a-
third person mechanic make sense.
Right,
Right.
exactly, and I feel like that's where what made me fall in love with it. Because I mean, like, while I won't say that I just go bah
Yeah.
at all
you're,
first
You're
person.
prejudiced against first person games. We
Maybe
know.
a little
Yeah.
bit, maybe,
just
but
totally
again, like, but
Totally
again, that's the
biased.
thing. But that's the thing. It's just like even if I am biased, at
Yeah.
least they're making games like that in VR, which actually makes me more excited to one day potentially
Dude,
get a headset.
I am not.
You know?
I'm not biased in that way, and I still feel the same way. I
Right.
love the third person aspect.
Third person
yeah.
in
It's-
VR is
in,
amazing.
In Moss,
Yeah.
it's so cool because you know you have this convoluted area that you're looking at, and if you want to, you just
Mhm.
Yeah, you
and
just,
sometimes
uh,
like just to look into a tunnel, you gotta duck down.
Yeah, you gotta
look,
go and-
actually look
Yeah,
in
over
there.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. And you can like find different pathways depending on
Yeah.
where your
Yeah,
view
yeah,
is.
it's like,
And
oh,
it's
there's a
sprawling
secret in there.
environment
It's a
in front of
really
you. Right.
interesting
It's a
way to
diorama.
use
yeah,
that
it feels like a
technology.
diorama. That's a good way to
Yeah,
put it. It's,
exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
So,
And
but
so
yeah,
we
cool,
finally
yeah.
got an announcement
That's-
but we got an announcement that it was
It's-
coming.
that's
right,
a-
which is a funny thing because if you play Moss, you know, you play it and it says Moss Chapter 1, and then chapters 2, 3, and 4 are locked and you have no access. And when you finish Chapter 1, they tell you we'll be right back with Chapter 2.
3 years
3 years
later.
later, right? So this is them telling us, hey, nah, for real, we're gonna do it. I know we said we're gonna do it, but we're doing it. And it's
just
like,
be
oh
patient,
shit,
guys.
oh shit,
Just
it's
be
coming,
patient.
it's coming. When's it coming? And they're like, nah, man, no, we're just gonna do it, and we'll let you know later.
And it's,
when
I
we've
don't
done
think that studio's working on anything else. I mean, I know they're a smaller developer, but
No, they put out DLC for Moss, but that's about it.
oh, I didn't even realize there was DLC.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they put like a lot of hidden zones in there.
Might have to go back, play
It's
some more
worth it.
Moss.
Totally worth it.
So this next one, Arcade-ageddon.
A part of me
you
wants
mean,
to check it out. It looks like a goddamn mess, but
It
I like
looks
the
like a
whole
mess,
idea of
yeah.
like saving the arcade. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
I miss. That's so 80s,
But-
right?
but
It's
it's
like
very
let's save the
Fortnite.
community center.
Yeah,
You know, like-
it's very Fortnite meets Splatoon.
It definitely
Okay,
looks
there you
like
go.
they're
Looks
targeting
like-
the Fortnite market. Trying
Well,
to
it
give
looks like they're
Fortnite players
targeting that Splatoon
Splatoon market as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But it also looks kind of wacky and I don't know, Fall Guys-ish in a
It
like
looks a little
weird, like,
unfocused.
unfocused is
Yeah.
a good way to put it. Like
Right.
they put too many ideas in the pot,
Yeah.
and I bet they'll work okay. It'll probably be something like Rec Room, but more fun.
Right. It's
You
like
know?
if you got ADD, then you got
Yeah, you
here's
got a
some
bunch of shit to
distractions.
do, and it's
Yeah.
a bunch of bright colors, and
Right.
I bet there's crazy
Oh,
emotes.
dude, and you know that community is gonna be toxic,
Man. Oh,
boy.
dude, yeah.
Boy.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
boy,
It's gonna be
get
the
rowdy
it's
in
gonna
there.
be the
just
the,
trolls, man.
the Roblox community all over again.
Uh-huh.
This is gonna-
Yeah, League.
yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, it's gonna happen.
League of Legends.
It's
man.
gonna be surreal.
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about Arcade-ageddon. We'll have to see more about it to see whether it's
Yeah.
actually worth
Yeah.
a shit. But I mean, a game.
Yeah,
Go
it's
check
game.
it out.
New game.
There's a
If-
game.
If anything, it's a game. Tribes of Midgard.
Now,
Yeah, we were talking about this. Okay, this game looks fine.
It does look
not, It's
good.
not
I
our.
mean,
It's not our
yeah.
kind of thing.
well, it looks better
I
than
think.
Baldur's Gate or the
Oh,
D&D
dude.
Dark Alliance. Looks
Yeah,
way
absolutely.
better than that. As a fantasy
Jesus,
game,
man.
you know, like Gauntlet RPG.
Yeah,
Like, let's go with it.
very Diablo-esque
Right.
kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
specifically Diablo 3 is kind of where I
Right.
Totally.
where
Yeah.
my mind went.
No
with it.
problems with that.
That's multiplayer as well, though.
This
Yeah,
one's
four player.
multiplayer.
So-
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
So 4 players.
Yeah.
Like so, it is very much Gauntlet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
Gauntlet.
dude,
Yeah.
that's
Okay,
what
that's-
even
that's
Baldur's
cool.
Gate Dark Alliance. That's what they were going for. It's like here's Diablo, but less, but more
Less
accessible,
grindy.
less grindy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
immediately just fun.
Yeah.
you know, just
Yeah.
jump in, press some buttons, and have a good time. with
Yeah,
it.
I guess not as many people thought that the good parts about Diablo was the difficulty. I did.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the good
I
parts.
like that, you know. But Diablo
know.
also just had a different feel to it.
Oh,
does.
Diablo,
It does,
yeah, it has a really somber tone, and
Love it.
and it does. It's still very RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Gauntlet's more just like, hey, throw in some quarters, come slap
Yep.
some buttons. And
That's
have a good
right.
time,
This is
right?
very much
And
that.
this is that
some
with
light
skill
RPGs.
trees.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah.
the trap that Diablo 3 kind of fell
Yeah.
into, because I felt like they tried to make that a little bit more casual.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
turn
they tried
some
to
people
wow it
off.
up, dude.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't mean early good wow. I mean now
Yeah.
wow.
Now
or
wow.
then now wow.
So I mean, I think that people are always down for a game like this because there aren't that many like couch co-op games, to be honest, man.
Yeah,
There
yeah, I
aren't
mean-
enough of them.
See, when I guess when I watched the State of Play, and that came up, I was just like, oh, okay, cool, another like, and again, it was like, oh, okay, multiplayer, like fantasy game.
Right. Yeah.
But hearing you guys talk about it like a kind of somewhat successor to Gauntlet,
Yeah.
and like not having a game like that for a while,
Right.
like I'm actually a little bit more interested in
Right.
it
And
now.
that's
Can I-
Because
it's just-
before it
it'd
was
be
just like
fun.
because I
Yeah.
mean like I wrecked Gauntlet
Yeah.
back in the day.
Absolutely.
You know, I loved that game, and
Yeah.
we just haven't had anything like that in a while.
Right.
Can I
Yeah, it's
suggest Darksiders Genesis?
You can.
I forgot about that game.
You just did.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should-
Darksiders
we
I
should
haven't
Genesis.
put
do
enough
that.
time in that, but it is
should do that.
cool.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should totally do that. I've had every
Absolutely.
intention of playing that, and then even Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider had that multiplayer. Well, it was a 2-player, not 4. Could you play 4 players in that one?
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm talking
Mm.
about?
Yeah,
They have
I
the
do. I completely
isometric
forgot
Tomb
about that
Raider.
one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, it is good to see those styles of games thriving. We need more multiplayer. We need more
yeah.
cooperative experiences. for
Couch
people.
co-op shit.
Yeah,
everybody,
couch
everybody,
co-op kinda
yeah,
stuff,
everybody loves PvP, and that's all well good and great. But sometimes it's good to play with your friends,
Yeah.
achieving a common goal.
Right,
You know, that goes a
absolutely.
long way.
I
And
love
that-
PvE
You know,
stuff.
I
man.
love
Yeah.
PvE. That's,
Yeah.
that's why I loved It Takes Two. You know,
I
It
wish
Takes
the
Two is
Souls
everything.
games were easier to actually just have somebody in your party throughout, because those would be amazing if you could just always roll with somebody.
Right. Oh,
But
that would
they
be great.
always make it a fucking problem.
It's always
you know?
Yeah.
yeah. It is rough.
In Sekiro, you can't get no help at all.
Really?
No help. You
Oh,
can't
wow.
get a single bit of help. You
Huh.
can watch where other people died, though.
Right. Can people invade you?
No, there's no
Okay.
invasion mechanic in that one.
Right.
It's really just brutal.
It's really just pointing at a guy at a like a dead gravestone. It's just like, hey, see this guy?
Yeah, he's dead.
He dead.
This could be you.
Right.
That's really
It
what
probably
it's saying.
will be if you
That's-
weren't paying attention.
That's
It's like
honestly
hey.
what it's saying more than anything. It's just like, hey, just so you know,
Don't be this
You-
guy.
It could happen to you.
this could happen to you. It really easily.
But as soon as it said tribes, you said that feeling
I just
welled
got
up. You're like,
excited.
tribes?
Yeah.
Oh, is it
well,
Tribes?
I mean,
No,
I don't know.
it's
Showing
not
my age,
Tribes.
man. There was this old like third-person shooter.
It was first person. I think you could switch back and forth.
Well,
actually.
yeah.
That's
I
what
think,
it was.
I think that third person was the way that it was intended to be played, but there was a first person mode because first person wasn't as refined as it is now. Whatever. But
yeah.
it was a squad based shooter, team based. I'm talking about 32 people versus 32 people in
Right.
a large arena. You have jetpacks.
And this was
you
in
can
like
fly around.
2000.
Yeah. It's an
Yeah.
old
Mhm.
PC shooter.
Competing with like Unreal Tournament and
Yes,
shit like that.
yes.
Mhm.
And so when I saw Tribes at first, I got excited because I'm like, oh my God, this is a great time for a game with jetpacks and guns.
Oh yeah.
Oh, people
easily.
would love that
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
You know, it'd be
They'd
great.
eat it up.
Oh,
man.
absolutely. Even in
Yeah.
the esports division, like that would be really, really strong. Then they're like, no, man, Tribes of Midgard. And I'm like, oh, okay.
The fuck is that?
Then I saw it and I'm like, okay, I'll play that.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
Mhm.
play it.
Fist looks
Fist
awesome.
looks
good.
really
Yeah.
good.
It's really good.
That
Yeah.
was like as I was watching the state of play, that was probably the first one that really caught my eye. It was just like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
You mean furries with robot arms, and it's
Hell
kind of
yeah.
a beat 'em up platformer.
Yeah, side-scroller.
Like,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. I'm down.
Rodents are winning this year.
Rodents are winning,
rodents
man.
are winning.
Oh, I didn't even tell you. In Resident Evil, they got them rats.
Oh,
They got them
of
rats
course
too.
they do.
Oh, dude, they look amazing. So now's the time, man. I don't know what's up with these rats, bro. They're trying to prepare us. for
rats are
something.
coming back.
Yeah.
That's right.
We
Maybe they're pissed
rats
off
are
because
back.
in every RPG, they're the first ones to get their skulls banged in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because the first thing you do in just
It
about every
doesn't
RPG,
matter.
Kill some rats.
You go up to a tavern and it's just like, hey man, can you?
I got a
we
rat
got a
problem.
rat problem.
We got a
you
rat.
know,
Hey, can you go take care of these varmints?
For real, here you go. Yeah. Take out those varmints. And here's a stick. And you're like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Whack on them rats. And then here comes a king rat. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this thing was down here the whole time?
Yeah, for real.
You know, it's like I hear it banging
Where
around
did
at
you-
night.
Where did you hide this? Like, where did-
For real. But no, Fist looks amazing.
Fist
this looks really
I'm-
good. Looks really fun.
You know, it's really cool to see side scrollers doing work.
That one's coming out September 7th.
Yeah.
That one's
See,
actually
hey,
got a
look,
date.
there's a date on that
Oh,
one.
Tribes of Midgard is July 27th. by
Oh,
the
okay,
way.
cool.
Let's go.
Yeah, the other one did not have one though. Hunter's Arena Legends.
Skip.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't really.
I
remember
seriously
that.
like it came up. I
It
saw that.
exists.
That was a thing.
It is a thing.
I don't know.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. But that's gonna be here in August 3rd on PlayStation Plus. Looks like.
Yeah.
Whatever. Sifu. Sifu looks kind of cool.
Sifu is an interesting game to me because it's like, we always see the action, and the action does look really cool.
It's called
looks very-
Sifu Fight Club, actually.
Oh, Seafood
yeah,
Fight Club.
it's like
Yeah, that did look good.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
It-
That
it's
does
very
look-
looks
heavily
interesting is what it
stylized,
looks. Yeah, I want to see what's up with it.
Yeah, I just feel like everything that happens between the fights is what makes me the most nervous.
Yeah, 'cause it
because they
doesn't look
don't
like-
show us anything.
Yeah.
And it looks like traversal is probably going to be hell.
Sluggish and shitty.
And clunky as fuck.
yeah,
That's just my read, and I could be wrong. I hope that I'm wrong.
Fights look
because
good
the
though.
combat looks really
Yeah.
really
Yeah, it
cool.
does.
Yeah, we like took that bat and like flipped into reverse grip.
Oh,
And
dude,
like walks
yeah,
over,
what
looks
was
off
it?
the
He
ledge.
did
He's
the,
about to jump into the fight club. I'm like, I'm with it.
He
Yeah.
did the
Yeah.
what's that fucking movie? The
Fist of Legend.
No, not that. It's the martial
thinking of
arts.
Casey
movie.
Jones.
No, I'm
That's a
thinking
kid.
of. I'm thinking of. You know what it is.
You know the movie.
You
You
know
know
the movie.
It's not Rampage. It's
Not Rampage. Not.
Nah,
not
you
Rampage.
put me in a like kaiju headspace now.
Yeah, sorry.
It's
It's the dude where
The
he's fighting the
Warriors?
guys with the bat. It's the newer movie.
New movie fights guys with bat.
Fights guy with bat.
I don't.
It's
like consistently. That's
this
his
is
weapon
in
of
the
choice.
second movie.
Is Nick Cage in it?
No,
I hope.
it's
Oh, boo.
Oh, are we talking about the Raid movies?
the Raid.
Okay.
The Raid.
That's how you describe the
Man,
raid.
I don't know how I got it.
That's how you describe the raid.
Fights dude with bat. He
Oh,
fights a dude with a
my
bat.
God, so
What?
much else happens
was-
in the
I know
raid.
so much else happens.
I'd be like, no, the martial arts movie where it looks like they're actually killing each
You know,
other.
the
Yeah.
Thai movie.
You know,
Yeah,
for
really.
real. You know,
The-
like, well, it's Indonesian, but
Oh, it is Indonesian. You're
yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah, they use Salat.
Yep.
Yeah, Salat, which is a scary.
Yeah,
There's actually a new
man, the
movie coming out,
motherfucking-
Salat
yeah.
Warriors. I think that's what it's
Damn.
called, Salat Fighters or Salat Warriors. And so they're going to be focusing on Salat a lot. If you
Yeah.
have not seen the Raid movies,
They
please do
are
yourself a favor.
amazing.
The Raid
really
Redemption
good.
and the Raid 2.
yes,
Absolutely.
like
Fucking
their
great.
stunt team
You can
is
get
up
them for
there with
cheap.
like You by You, Tony Jaa's
Yeah,
stunt team.
absolutely.
And
Oh my God, dude!
they're-
Tony Jaa is still probably my favorite martial artist.
Oh yeah, the
He's-
man's
no,
magnificent.
easily.
God
and he's
damn.
real.
He's
very
real.
Yeah, for real.
Man, and he has like
I mean,
zero
he
body
puts them
fat.
elbows
Yeah.
in the motherfucker.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, for real.
Elbows
You don't-
and knees, you're gonna catch
elbows
'em.
and knees. That's
Yeah.
it.
Man.
See, Salat, the difference about it is like they use the whole philosophy is using your entire environment to your advantage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely.
anything around you is a weapon.
Absolutely.
And that's how you are trained.
That sounds
That's
great.
terrifying.
That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. And so like whenever you're watching the Raid or the Raid 2, I don't know if you watch both of them.
I have not seen the second one.
The second
but
one,
I've
the second
seen
one really
stuff.
focuses more on that.
Right, absolutely.
Anytime they like show you a new setting,
You know,
get
you're
ready.
like, oh,
it's like, oh no,
That's
no.
That's
There's
bad.
a lot
Right,
of bad
yeah.
things here.
Yeah, right. And they're about to get really, really bad.
Yeah.
And so, but definitely one of my favorite martial artists.
Absolutely.
All time.
Easily.
But yeah, he was swinging that bat. I remember that.
He was
He
swinging
was
the
swinging
bat.
swinging that bat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bat
yeah,
was
yeah.
accurate. Bat was accurate.
Bat was accurate. Nothing
Bat
else
was accurate.
was
That's right.
about anything I said.
We got lost on the rest of it. But.
Yeah.
This next one looked cool. Jet.
Jet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The far
The
shore.
No Man's Sky alike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
flower in space, essentially.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
And it's funny because they even addressed the fact that it looked like No Man's Sky. They're just like, yeah, well, you don't have to worry about collecting stuff the whole time. It's like, why would you say that? Like, if it's not a feature, why are you even mentioning it?
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
because you look exactly like No Man's Sky right now.
And that's what all of us got to with No Man's Sky. We're like, man, this game's cool. God damn it, I need carbon.
right.
Oh,
right.
Man, I just want to do anything.
Exactly.
Fucking
Someone's
anything.
gonna steal your carbon.
That's a good song.
Oh God.
No Man's Sky song.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Someday you will die somehow, and someone's gonna steal your carbon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Modest Mouse.
Not my carbon. I need that for my ship.
I needed it. Now I'm stranded here. Isaac Brock, you bastard.
It's getting really cold, and I'm really far away from my ship.
Yeah, right.
I guess I'll write a Modest
But
Mouse
no.
song because I'm so sad. Yeah, Jet looks good.
Jet looks cool.
They
man.
didn't show a shit ton about it, but again, like flower.
I'm about to say, man,
No Man's Sky.
I'm
yeah.
interested to see like the exploration
Looks
like, mechanic.
relaxing.
'Cause, yeah,
It does
again,
look
yeah,
relaxing.
exactly. That's
Mhm.
why
It does.
made the comparison to Flower. Because
Yeah.
as soon as I saw that, I was just like, oh man,
It
I'd
looks
like
more
to have
like
one
you're
of those
just
games.
like you're
again.
just
Yeah, I
gliding.
haven't had one of those
rather
games
than
in a
worrying
while.
about running
Right.
into everything.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Just having a good
You're
time.
just
you know?
floating around.
Yeah, like, I say bring back fun in games. Man.
Yeah, we need good
Absolutely.
floating around, fun,
Yeah.
casual.
Yeah,
Actually
just
having.
something
a-
really
yeah.
relaxing, something you can kind of throw on for like a minute or two, and
Uh-huh.
just
Hey,
you know,
you-
Or
guys,
zone into it for a couple
or
hours.
go
if
in
you
for
want.
go in for a couple hours.
You know what
Just-
doesn't look fun?
Hmm.
This Demon Slayer game.
Oh yeah.
Oh
nah,
God, dude! Oh look,
I can't even believe they featured it
All
for
right,
that long.
all right.
That
They-
should have
they
just
did,
been a
and it made me
splash
mad.
screen. They
It
should
made
have
me
just been
really
like,
mad
yo, it's
because
coming.
I really did. I suspended all of my preconceived notions about anime games,
Right.
anime
Yeah, yeah,
adaptations.
yeah.
I put it all on a shelf, and I said, "Impress me."
Yeah.
All right. I'm like, this was the second game that they showed on the State of Play
Yeah.
after Moss. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's gonna be something
We
big.
got to ramp it up.
And and what they did was that same shit they always fucking do. It's like, okay, well, here are the characters that you like.
Here's
and
the well, it seems like they're just doing like little vignettes from the show itself. It's
Yeah,
just
broken
hey,
up bullshit.
Do you like?
Yeah.
Did you like the show? Which honestly, I don't know how you have you seen.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
Really?
it. Yeah, I did. I did.
I
Now,
was bored.
Re-
almost
really? I
really
can see that. I can
immediately.
understand.
Yeah, and well,
I know
and
the
here's
manga's
thing.
popping.
Well, and the thing is just like I just don't like there are no stakes. There are
Right.
no stakes. So it like and
well,
it
everything
looks,
goes to
it
hell at the
looks-
beginning. It's like,
well,
okay,
yeah, it looks great, but I mean, like at the same time, the fucking characters are too OP, man. I can't get worried about them.
there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know they're gonna win, but how they're gonna win is a different thing.
I gotcha.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
with that.
But at the same time, it's just like if you already have the anime, would you want to play
That
play
well,
through it?
it's just a cash grab, right?
That's
That's
all.
the thing.
Yeah,
and
that's
yeah,
what
it's
it
just like
is.
Yeah.
for people who want more Kimetsu no Yaiba, it's like, okay, well here's a video game, and it's going to be a $60 game. I know that for a fact. And then what are you doing? You get to see the characters that you like, and you get to mash buttons and swing swords as them. I hate when these things happen.
Yeah.
I really truly do, because I truly feel like if it's not Arc, if it's not CyberConnect, just leave anime alone. You know what I'm saying? If you're not doing something really creative, if you're just going for a standard action game, like, it takes so much love and care to really create a game that captures the feel of an anime. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
very
yeah.
difficult
Yeah.
to do. It's very hard, but everyone does it. Everyone wants to, like, throw their hat into the arena. Same way with like Sword Art Online. It was the same way there. It was the same way with Attack on Titan. Because I always thought like Attack on Titan could make a really cool VR game.
Yeah, well, I
You
would
know?
think that Attack on Titan could make a really just in general just a fun game.
Just
to
like
play,
it could be
because,
like
I
a
mean,
Monster
those-
Hunter style
Yeah,
game.
absolutely. With Spider-Man swing mechanics.
Right,
You
exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah. There's
but-
so much that they could do, but they rest on laurels and say, okay, we got the license, so we can give you these sound clips.
Yeah,
Every once
that's-
in a while, you'll get a cutscene. That'll be cool. But when you're playing, you're just running around this static, endless background.
And it just-
yeah.
and it looks
Right.
like it, right?
Yeah.
and that's all it is.
Yeah.
But whatever. Somebody's gonna buy it. Somebody's gonna enjoy it.
Somebody.
whatever.
Well, apparently
just
a
won't
lot
be
of
me.
people. It will not.
It's
it
coming
will
out
not be me.
October 15th
God.
for whoever
I was
cares
so hopeful.
about that.
I was.
Lost Judgment.
Yeah.
That
Well, it was
actually
lit.
looks good.
First
It's amazing.
Judgment was cool. I didn't play very much of it, but I did play a little bit.
Yeah,
I just
that's
love
like
how
a
Sega-
Yakuza spinoff,
Right.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's like an
It's the
everything.
same
It's-
team.
It's,
Yeah,
it's,
it's
the
Sega's
same team.
kitchen sink, man.
I
They've
gotcha.
got like all their different design philosophies for different, gaming genres, and they just smashed them into one game. There's like our fighting engine, our adventure system. Like it looks very Shenmue
Right.
when it
Yeah.
comes to like the
very
conversations.
much, and that's what I was thinking. But I mean,
Yeah,
Yakuza
including the
is
bad
just
synced lips.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's all
Well-
of it, right? But
well,
fantastic
Yakuza
textures and
is
lighting.
just better
Yeah, right?
Shenmue,
yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, they even put. Did you see the racing scene? That
Yeah,
was in
I
there?
saw that.
Yeah,
Oh
they
my
even gave
God.
you a little track over there, just
Yeah,
kind of like
it looked cool.
Daytona.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I thought it looked solid. I was
know?
just like,
Daytona.
yeah, I love those.
Yeah,
things.
right. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And
for
so
real.
I love
wanna-
that Sega's doing
yeah,
something
that
like
is
this.
Well, I always loved how they had the arcade throwbacks in the Shenmue games in general. You could go to an
Yeah.
arcade, play all the old Sega games, get you some shit in for a minute.
Well, they did that with the Yakuza series as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Virtua
I mean,
Fighter
Yakuza-
4
I was gonna
is-
say, isn't
the whole
all
thing
of-
is- yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so
And so it's just like, but I mean,
ridiculous.
that's awesome that instead of putting these games into their games as like little little Easter eggs,
Yeah.
it's like, no, those are our mechanics.
Yeah.
We're just gonna use those mechanics.
We've made games before, guys. Why do we
Right.
need to remake games?
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. It's
We've
like,
already
okay.
made this before.
Just
Right.
throw it all. Just all of it.
That's
man.
what it looked like to me. Is like, this is kitchen sink, which means that it might be really fucking good because Sega's an amazing developer. I mean, they really,
Yeah.
really are.
Look good to me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
gonna be more
interested.
judgment.
Yeah,
I'm down.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll
Yeah.
play it.
Cool.
What? That's September 24th when that's
Oh,
coming
it's
out.
not too
Soon.
far away.
Yep.
Yeah.
PS4 and PS5.
Let's go.
Death Stranding Director's Cut, which looks cool. Yeah. I think it's like a $10 upgrade from the previous version. This is again one of those situations where if you want the next gen version of the game, it's probably cheaper to go to a store, find a used copy,
Right.
bring it home, and get the $10 upgrade because you'll probably be spending about $30 rather
Yeah.
than catching this one on sale for maybe 30 and then spend another 10. I don't know.
Right.
You could potentially save some money that way. That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And it looks cool. I
It
didn't
does look
beat-
cool. Like the ramps that they put in that you can you can build now. So
Well,
you'll
and
be
there's
able to,
that
like,
weird racing
jump.
mode.
Yes. Yeah, that looked odd.
It looked fucking weird.
Yeah, they shut it for like a split second too. Then they shut that shit off.
And
it's
it
like,
looked
okay,
very
well,
Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's something about the look of it.
But there, you
you
can
know?
also build tracks.
Yeah, what?
Which looks really crazy. So I mean, whatever, dude.
I mean, that's
for
cool,
people
yeah.
who have invested in learning that engine because that physics engine is everything, right?
Yeah.
Because you got to stay balanced the whole
Yeah, you
time.
do.
Like You know, so for people who have learned to master it, this might be something really cool for them.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
so I mean,
Does the bike work like
we'll
that
see.
too? That you have to stay balanced on it?
No.
Bike's
no.
pretty solid.
The bike's pretty solid. Yeah,
Okay,
because
yeah.
I think they use the same bike system from what's the name of that fucking game? It's the one we said we haven't played. Days Gone. It's the same physics engine for their bikes. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So that's the same system.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The same one. Like
It's
they got the
same one.
wow.
Yeah, it's got the same team to help them out with those bike physics.
Oh, that's
So,
fucking cool.
yeah.
See, that's the way to do it. You go, we know that you guys are good at this.
Yeah.
Housemark, why don't you teach us how to particles?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
We know you guys
Exactly. Yeah, matter of fact, we'll look away.
are. Yeah, you just
and
do
you
it. Yeah,
just
you
do
just
it.
do
Yeah,
it.
you do it. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's done
guys.
already.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, these particles just came out of nowhere.
Thank
Oh,
you,
they're still
Housemark.
coming. Oh my God.
Yeah, if you're very good, maybe Housemark will visit you and bring you particles.
All I wanted for Christmas was particles.
Some particles.
But Death Stranding Director's Cut also doesn't have a date yet. So we got a whole bunch of Deathloop.
Yeah.
This is
Deathloop-
actually the biggest section of the show.
Yeah.
Was Deathloop,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
As well it
that
should've
looked
been.
that looked
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Because
Well, I
that's
mean, they
next
did
big
announce
release,
it as like
right?
launch window title.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
back before PS5 was actually released.
And then
so-
Novid.
Right, exactly. And so they keep pushing it back. But it is like one of their more like ambitious titles. And
Which is
I think it looks
Arcane
really cool.
working on it.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Which Arcane's the guys that did Dishonored,
Dishonored 2.
and I think a portion of that team came from the BioShock team, if I'm right about
Well,
that.
I mean, I, that does shine through
Yeah.
when watching Deathloop.
Mhm.
You know, it definitely screams BioShock in a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
ways, you know?
yeah, absolutely.
But that's something that I really want. You know, give me some style, people.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I'm cool with hyperrealism. I am. It's all well good and great. But where's the style? You know, we have
Well-
all this processing power. You know, we can do some really spectacular things
Yeah,
right now.
absolutely.
If people are willing to just take a risk.
Yeah.
Well, it's about I feel like, and again, it's not to knock on any kind of hyperrealism, but like putting the imagination back into games.
Right, absolutely.
Like that's become like
Yeah.
a huge thing. You
I
know?
mean, we've seen how good. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the tech demos for Unreal Engine 5.
yeah.
The new shit. It looks fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, it does.
Basically, I mean, for real-time graphics, it's a step above everything else. If this is the way shit's moving, especially with them being able to run this on last-gen hardware, like it is insanity the quality they're getting. And at that point, you go outside, you find the coolest rock that you can find, you scan the shit into the engine, and you bring it in.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
And then you got rocks.
it's not even people making rocks anymore. It's
Right.
scanned environments, which
Yeah.
for
That
realism
saves a lot of time.
yeah, and
Yeah,
if
it
and
does.
if you want something that looks real,
Right.
well, go ahead, do that. Yeah, because that's the way you're going to achieve it. Is
Scan
to use
whatever you want.
reality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
solid. And then arranging it is the artistic side of it.
Right.
Right.
Right. Okay, that's cool. Unless you're just scanning whole environments, which these people are
I
doing.
mean, that's
Yeah,
happening
oh,
too.
of
Mega
course they're doing it.
scans.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's amazing, right? It's lifeless though. It's
Yeah.
fucking lifeless.
Yeah.
You know, there's no artistic merit to people doing this shit. You know, other than like I said, arranging.
I mean, I think that it definitely appeals to a wider audience. You
Yeah.
know, people
Yeah.
will
It's
familiar.
respond. It's exactly
It's
right.
the world that I'm used to
that
seeing.
and
yeah.
and you get that wow factor because people see things like my fiance and I were watching Resident Evil, and I see these things and I'm watching it with a really critical eye because I understand 3D modeling and I understand motion capture, et cetera, et cetera. She's brilliant, but she also doesn't really focus on those things as much.
She doesn't
right?
care about how
So-
the sausage is made.
Right, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, but that sausage is damn good, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
right.
oh, shit.
As long as it's a good sausage.
Right, and so there were a few scenes that would come up, and it's just like, holy shit,
Lips
It's
and
just like-
buttholes,
right.
guys.
Whoa, wrong sausage.
Oh,
yeah,
wrong
for
side.
real, Jesus
No,
Christ,
man, we're
what
not
just
talking about hot
happened over
dogs.
there?
We're not eating hot dogs.
Eating hot dogs.
But I think that it does. It just grips people because it's like, wow, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
So maybe video games aren't childish, and maybe these are the things
Like,
that
it's
I will.
that Madden effect, like we were talking
Right,
about, right?
yeah.
you know?
The old guy that doesn't even play games looks at the game console and goes, "Holy shit, those basketball players look perfect."
real,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know,
Now
those
I'll
football
buy it.
players look perfect. I want this game. That's something I'm
Exactly.
familiar with. I watch that on TV.
Right.
You know, or UFC. That's another one that's always
Oh,
been good
absolutely.
with that too, right?
That's very true.
Yeah,
Very
very
true.
realistic looking for generations now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
enough
it moves
to
like
fool you.
shit.
Moves like
It controls
shit.
like
Oh
shit.
my god, the animations
but-
on this UFC, they're fucking jerky bullshit.
Yeah, it's
God.
awful. It's awful. But people buy into that, and so I mean, there's a lot of money there. But
Yeah.
for me personally, I want something imaginative, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I want
mean,
some style, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like.
I want
let
to
me
look
give
at a
Seafood
game and go,
chance.
hey, I haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
interesting. Yeah.
Exactly. And the soundtrack for Deathloop. Oh my
That
God.
sound, yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
nice
It
and
seems like
jazzy.
you're.
Swanky.
It seems like you're gonna get
Yeah.
some pretty decent story.
You're gonna
Yeah.
get some
That
awesome
kind
set
of
pieces.
that. Yeah, get some
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
Well, get some awesome set pieces, but just like in BioShock, where the themes of the story kind of weave into
the
gameplay,
world.
Right.
Yeah.
into the gameplay specifically.
Oh,
it
yeah.
feels like you're kind of getting that like level of.
Because I mean, it
like,
seems
care
it
with
seems like it's got a Returnal thing going on.
Yeah, you can also invade.
Oh yeah, there's also
multiplayer
the,
invasions.
Yeah,
You can
that's
invade other
crazy.
people's
Yeah.
games.
Does that mean you
Yeah.
can also help people?
I guess if you choose to, it's
Ah,
up to you. Co-optional.
Co-optional. I like that.
You know, so all of a sudden another assassin's on the playing field. But I'm sure that there will be some benefit to just killing that motherfucker
Hey,
off.
Moth and Wolf.
No.
Hey, Moth and Wolf.
Hey.
Heyo.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. And so, I mean, I'm really excited for this game. I'm ready for it to come out.
When's it coming out? Let me see. I didn't even look
Deathloop,
at
is
the
that
date on that
August?
one. Ooh, burp, 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 burp. Well, shit. It doesn't say.
Yeah, because it keeps getting pushed back. But I
Yep.
think they're just
Yeah.
trying to keep the coals hot.
It is coming
Yeah,
out
they're just
this
trying to
year.
keep the hype going. right
Yeah,
now.
Definitely
right?
coming out in the next
Yeah.
couple of months.
Because I mean, honestly, you know, Sony unleashed a salvo of games up to this point,
Absolutely.
and they're kind of running out of things that we know about. You
Yeah.
know?
Right.
And most things that we know about are going to be 2022 anyway. So holiday season might be a little quiet.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
that's okay.
quieter than we're used to.
That's
you
okay,
know?
man.
And so,
I think me not
We'll see.
spending more money would be okay.
yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Once I get
It's
Elden Ring in January, man, it's just
Yeah,
gonna be fucking,
that'll be it.
right.
Y'all
But
might
it's
as well
nice to
not
have a
even
break from
expect
spending
it.
money, right?
it's nice. It's nice. Ooh.
No.
Yeah. Well, I think we should talk about our puzzling topic.
Let's get to our main topic.
Puzzle
This is going to be,
So
feels
who's-
like this episode's going to run a little longer, guys.
Who's
So
gonna,
just
who's
so you know.
gonna ask the question?
Oh,
Am
shit,
I going to
didn't
ask the
do that right.
question?
Whatever. Yeah.
Who's going to ask the
You
question?
ask the
You
question.
ask, you ask it.
All right. So, what constitutes a puzzle game
To me.
to
Me.
you,
Me
Damn.
personally.
Scott?
To Scott.
To
To
me.
The,
Scott.
the only
'Cause
authority.
That's right. This guy right here.
Oh,
He's too hot for his headphones over there.
that's a great song. I don't give a fuck.
love
what
it.
anybody
I
says.
love
They
that
actually
song.
put it in Sackboy.
Oh,
and
you
that
told
shit is
me
sick.
about
They
that.
have a
Yeah,
whole
dude.
"Don't Believe, Just Watch"
Yeah,
level,
dude.
and it is badass. Everybody in the
Dude,
background's all bopping.
Dude,
and
I don't
shit.
care. That song's so Morris Day in the time. I'll
Yeah.
rock
Dude, it's
that
hot.
shit.
For real.
Dude, it is
Yeah,
so hot.
absolutely.
Hot
I
damn.
love you. Hot damn.
But I don't know, man. So I tend to think, I guess, a more like when I think of a puzzle game, where the mechanic is something where you actually have to work to figure something out. You know, you're not just moving from point A to point B. You actually have to, like, in order to progress, you have to expend a little bit of thought in accomplishing a task.
So anything other than a schmuck. That was bait, by the way.
Yeah, I figured
Yeah.
it was. I figured it was.
Scott just
I'm
poked
just
the
trying
bait
to-
with a stick and
Absolutely,
went,
man.
Help! I've fallen into a trap.
oh no.
They got me.
Shit. I'm just trolling.
I know you are. But no, like, I don't know. What do you think it is?
Well, that's a difficult thing to answer.
Yeah,
well,
'cause
it's
hard.
actually quite simple, but it's difficult because I understand the perception and perspective of others. It's like when the Moss trailer came on.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sitting there watching it. My fiance, she loves Moss and whatever, so she's watching it as well. And afterwards, we were sitting here talking about the podcast this week.
Yeah.
She's like, "What are you going to talk about?" Like, we're going to talk about puzzle games, you know. And here I am thinking Tetris Effect.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, like Moss." And I'm like, "Well, Moss is actually an adventure game.
Has
It's an-
puzzles.
it has
But
puzzles.
yeah.
But that doesn't make
But
it
so
a
does
puzzle
Zelda.
game.
Yeah.
So does Resident Evil.
So
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So does God of War.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly,
Right.
right?
God of
And
War.
so,
Yeah.
so
It's
that's
not
where.
a puzzle game.
But it's
Yeah.
still interesting because from her perspective, you know, well, that's a puzzle game. Like if I want to play a puzzle game, that would really work. And it's just like, you know what? That's fair because if that's the way you perceive it,
Right.
and that's the shining mechanic of that game to you,
Mm-hmm.
then okay. However, in a general sense, in a more grounded sense, it's not a puzzler. There is a demographic.
Yeah.
You know, there is a name. There's a category. There's a box. There's a genre for games like that.
Yeah, but
as
I
far
mean,
as-
genres are more. Let's just put this out there. Genres are more for cataloging and marketing purposes.
I mean, right.
you know
But
what I
even
mean?
when it comes to puzzles, like, I mean, if you're like, okay, you know, you want to play an action game or an adventure game, and somebody's like, okay, well, here's Myst. You know, you go to an adventure, and it's like, wait, I'm not adventuring.
No.
I'm not
No,
it's like,
you're
no,
going-
because that's actually a puzzle
got you.
game.
Yeah.
You know, I think
It's like
things
saying I want to play a shooter and play in Portal.
I think
Yeah.
the closest way you can get to blurring the lines between that adventure and puzzling aspect, it's been a while since it did it, so
Yeah.
whatever, we riding.
We ride, we
Is
die.
Catherine, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Catherine,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Catherine was one of those games that kind of blends it, but still the main gameplay aspect of it is you solving those puzzles,
Yeah.
climbing those towers, right? So that still puts it right into that puzzle category.
Oh, I thought you just hit on women.
No, that's in between.
That's
Oh,
in between.
no.
in between.
Did,
yeah,
did,
no, I
did you
know.
play Catherine?
No, yeah. I played
Half the
Catherine.
time-
I know.
Half the time he didn't want to fuck with anything.
Yeah,
he's
he
trying
just
to
wants
drink
to
with
be
the
left
boys.
alone.
He's trying to drink with the boys. He's depressed as shit. He's like, it's so confusing. She wants me to get married and have kids, and I'm just getting drunk. So I'm
That's
just getting
right.
wasted. And then next thing you know, here comes this bubbly chick. She's like, hey, you want to fuck? And he's like, yeah, oh my God, yes, I do. Actually, he was like, no, I'm gonna get married. Don't do this to me.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up, and it's like,
Oh, no.
what have I done?
I should have
You
stopped
know?
drinking.
Yeah, for real.
But no,
All
I
my
would-
homies left me
Right.
at the pub.
Catherine's
you know?
one that I don't ever think of, but that is a really cool.
That is a good. That is a good
yeah.
game, man.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
great.
I enjoy
It's great.
I enjoy it.
It's absolutely
It's
great.
a-
It's a weird one to play.
it's
Like
a
if
weird
you're in
puzzler, right?
If you're in a relationship
Yeah.
and you play it together,
Oh.
that's a really weird one.
Oh, because
Oh,
they
yeah.
want to know what choices you're making in the
yeah.
conversations.
Mhm.
Oh,
The conversation
you have
that
to be
come
like,
afterward.
hey, I'm gonna be a bad guy.
Yeah, you better do something. You better
Yeah,
pat
right.
it. I remember they asked one question. There's like, okay, which is worse? Which is cheating? It's like
Oh,
a physical engagement or an emotional tryst, and it's just like, oh man, like
Hey, baby,
You know-
why don't you come in and
Yeah,
answer
for real.
this one?
He's like, baby, don't you want to go get
Deflect
something
it.
to drink
Yeah.
real quick? I'm just gonna hit one of these buttons real fast. You know, but still, like Catherine falls right into that puzzler category.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I do think that the puzzle genre can be slightly loose, but it has to be very focused on puzzles.
Because
Right.
you're
know?
thinking about blocks falling most of the time when you're thinking
A lot of
puzzles, right?
times,
You're thinking,
well into another one that I was gonna bring up because it's not just about blocks falling, which would honestly be my favorite type within the genre.
That's what most people think of puzzles.
and
like, really.
and specifically the kind of like more combat focused, more battle puzzlers. You know
Oh,
what I
dude,
mean?
some
Kinda
Super
shit.
Puzzle Fighter Turbo.
Yeah, Super
It's my
Puzzle.
jam.
Well,
Puzzle
like,
Bobble.
Well,
Puzzle
yeah,
Bobble. We
well,
were talking
more
about
like
Puzzle Quest.
Puzzle
Puzzle Quest.
Love it. Love it. Puzzle and Dragons is kind of lit.
Dude,
Puzzle and
Magical
Dragons.
Drop.
There you
Huh?
go. Magical
Oh, I
Drop.
still haven't played Magical
Oh,
Drop.
Dude,
dude,
Magical
yeah.
Drop's so good.
Oh, God.
You said they
I
just
love
put
it.
it on the
They just put it
Nintendo,
on the
whatever Nintendo Online. Is
Yeah,
that
the
what it's called?
Nintendo Online for SNES. But yeah, stuff like that where you have like two characters or whatever, or like what is it? It was like Touhou, Touthou, Spell Bubble.
Toho Spell Bubble.
Touhou
Okay.
Spell Bubble. That one's really good, but it's basically it's just
I don't
like
know
you
about that
pick.
at all.
Yeah, you pick
Right.
your character. It's like anime puzzle fighter with cute girls.
There you go.
Heard
yeah,
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid game. I played the demo. Really want the game, but I'm not spending $60 on it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
60's hard.
60's
for
That's
a
some-
little
for a
hard.
puzzle game. I feel like the
Yeah.
puzzle game shouldn't go over 40 tops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
But where you have like two different screens of falling blocks
and you
or
can
bubble.
interfere with the other person's screen.
Yeah,
by doing
exactly. And the better you do, that kind of stuff. Like that's probably what I think of the most, and definitely the type of puzzle game that I personally gravitate to. But another one I wanted to bring up is The Room,
Oh yeah.
where
Yeah,
you
okay.
just where you're just sitting in and you have this box that you have to open each side, and each time you like progress through it, a different thing shows up, and it's like okay, so stuff like that is what I think of the majority of the time.
Right.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Now I can definitely get behind somebody saying something like Portal's a
Yeah.
puzzle game
Absolutely.
because
Well, I mean, that does beg
the
the question.
environments are self. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
environments are self. Itself is a puzzle. you
Right.
know?
And traversal.
And traversal.
It's all locked behind that one puzzle mechanic.
Do you get the mechanic? Can you apply it to this situation? Yeah.
Exactly.
But at the same time, and I've heard people say this, that Ikaruga is more of a puzzle game than it is a shooter.
That one doesn't. No, no.
I can see. Maybe if you squint. Maybe if you squint at it.
Nah.
You can ignore that whole.
Yeah, that argument's a terrible.
Yeah.
No, that's a shmup through and through. That God.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just fucking weird.
Now, I mean, you have to know, when to switch polarities and sure. So that's a thing.
Yeah, but you can also fuck it up every time and still beat the game.
Exactly.
You know, you don't have to do the puzzle.
Right. It's about killing the stuff and not dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you? So, what do you think, Phil?
Well, I got a list of them that I was thinking of immediately that I thought were a little bit different when it comes to puzzle games. One of the first ones that came up in my head was Static.
Static is great.
Yeah,
Static is
good.
fucking amazing, and
Right,
it's
but
such
that's
a
definitely
unique
a
game.
puzzle.
Right, but
Okay.
definitely a puzzle game.
Right.
Different kind of puzzle game than we're used to seeing.
Got you. Okay.
Right.
So that's
Super
more
punch.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are games that I see as absolutely puzzle games, but are from a perspective that isn't as usual. Now, Static is a VR only title. That seems like it was made
stuck in a box.
Yeah,
you wake
hands
up
in a
in
box.
a chair
Uh-huh.
with the scientist behind two-way glass looking at you, and your hands are stuck in a box, and you have to
It's
manipulate
like the worst
the
Chinese
box.
finger trap ever.
Yeah, and this is all in VR, by the way.
Yeah.
It's all in VR. So you're sitting there looking at your hands, you're holding your DualShock, and you're looking at your hands, and they're stuck in a box, and if you twist the controller, it actually uses the
light bar.
Well, the light bar.
And
but
the motion
It's
tracking.
also, what is it called, though? It's 6-axis.
The 6-axis.
Use the 6-axis.
Use the PlayStation terminology.
Yeah, right? So you can actually look around the box. And when you rotate the box, different button inputs actually trigger different effects on the box, right?
Yeah.
And you
gotta
never know
super
what any
slick.
of them are going to
You
do.
don't know
Some of them
anything.
seem like they relate pretty well. Other ones, you'll do something and you're not even sure what it did. You're going, like,
Right.
Did I? Oh, it's over here.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. You press like left on the D-pad and it
Yeah.
like turns the dial on the right side of the control.
man.
Yeah. And I'm telling that game, look, man,
There's only like maybe 10 boards,
that's enough.
you know?
That's enough.
But
Because they're
all of
so
them are
weird.
unique. All of them are weird as hell.
Yeah.
They ramp up in difficulty fairly well. It doesn't crush you ever.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
it's got an interesting through line story. Like,
Yeah.
but it's still hands in a box puzzle.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
it's an escape room,
it's
right?
very-
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's-
absolutely. With a heavy
right.
focus on trial and error.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
but with that game, I want to tell you this one thing. I got to a point because I've been playing it for so long and I was really enjoying it, where I felt like I couldn't remove my hands from the controller. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there playing, like, for real, like, it psyched
It
me out
got
for a
in your
minute. It
head,
got in my
man.
head. I'm just
I
like,
can't
ugh.
let go.
You know, like, for a minute, I felt kind of claustrophobic. I'm just like, ugh. Like, I
This
want this thing
sucks. Oh,
off.
this
And then I'm like,
sucks.
dude, take the headset off.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it's time to take a break. You know, like, this is too much.
Look at your real hand.
a little much.
Like, oh my God. I felt so good when I stopped playing. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
You know?
I have hands.
I have
again.
hands, you know?
Braid.
Oh God,
Braid,
Braid's
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, yeah.
Now
Like a
that's
little-
a good homogeneous. Okay, that's
'Cause
Yeah,
where
exactly.
That's a
side-scroller
platformer, right?
meets- yeah,
That's a side-scroller
exactly.
platformer.
Exactly.
But every bit of it is based around this time
Manipulation.
puzzle mechanic,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
cannot really even do much of shit in the game
Yeah,
without
you can't-
using the puzzle mechanic.
Well, yeah, and you can't
can't make it
progress at all.
You
yeah,
cannot
you can't
progress.
progress at all until you figure out the stage.
Right.
Right.
itself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have to figure out the whole stage,
Mhm.
and that's the thing. And again, that's another one that leads itself to a lot of trial and error.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
you know?
a bunch.
But it's funny because there's a thin line between a game like Braid and a game like Limbo.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah,
where
absolutely.
Limbo you still have the same methods of traversal.
14 later. Don't we worry. Oh, and hey, thank you for subscribing.
Yeah,
Thank you for
absolutely.
the sub. Yo.
Again, love to see our community growing.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, guys.
Big hearts.
Big hearts.
You know, but it is kind of interesting when you have those. Oh, what, dude? I'm all about spreading the love, bro.
His
Y'all can
heart
hate on
grew
me
3
all you
sizes
want.
that day.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I want 3 sizes per day to burst out my chest. You know.
I love it. Have a little box break.
Oh yeah, that's the best dude ever.
That's the best.
Oh my God, man.
I got
See,
headphones
he's
in
like,
my
don't
water.
put your fingers in it.
Got my headphone in my water.
Your fingers nasty. Well, that guess they clean now.
Yeah, they're clean.
Yeah, they clean now. Right? Thank you, baby. It's a little warm in here.
But,
But it is
yeah.
interesting, you know, when you have like side by side for the uneducated. If you're watching someone play Limbo, you watch somebody play Braid. It looks kind of very similar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know, but Limbo is still an adventure game
Yep.
at its core, right?
Yeah.
You know, whereas even though there are puzzles and you do need to solve puzzles in order to proceed,
Yeah.
but it's usually like pull this block, jump on this. climb
Yeah.
this. It's traversal
Yeah.
puzzles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
Doing the most basic thing in Braid requires you to understand the time mechanics so that you can even
manipulate
move
time and-
around or jump
Absolutely.
on things or do any of that shit.
Right.
Because it turns out there's a lot of stuff that you can't affect in forwards time. You have to affect it in backwards time.
Yep.
And there's stuff that,
Exactly.
like, man, yeah.
Yeah.
It's way more tied into the overall experience rather than it being like a breaking up of that platform.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so, and it's really cool what you're seeing with like first person puzzles, especially after Portal. You know, Portal being the
Yeah, I got a good one.
tip top. Did you play Maquette?
Oh, I still haven't played Maquette.
Yeah,
no, but
Maquette
this
was
next
very
game that I
similar
was
to A
gonna
Fisherman's
say.
Tale.
Oh yeah, but it has that. What's that called? It's the things that become different sizes at different.
Right,
it's,
like there's a town that you're
I
in,
forget
and
what
then
it's
there's
called.
a scaled down version of that town within the town.
Yeah.
And you can take an object and either since it's a scaled down version of that town, that circle, that orb right next to you also exists in that space.
Yeah.
And it's too large for you to manipulate in your space. But in that diorama that you see in front of you, you can pick it up and move it, which also moves it in your physical play space as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you can manipulate spatial manipulation that way.
Yeah.
Maquette wasn't VR,
It's like,
though, is it?
say again?
Maquette is not
Maquette,
VR.
no. It's
Man.
PS4, PS5.
Okay,
yeah.
However, A Fisherman's Tale does the same thing, and that is in VR. And if you haven't played that, you definitely owe
I
it
still
to
haven't
yourself.
given it that.
You definitely owe it to yourself to play that game. It's only like maybe 4 hours long. It's not that long, but it's very, very good, very
Yeah.
intriguing.
Hell yeah.
But it is cool to see, you know, all these different spins on the puzzle. I love the puzzle genre.
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I love to bang my head up against the wall, just try
So
to.
you're talking about this first-person puzzle genre,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Have
Yes.
you- I just showed him this. You might not have seen it either. It's a PC exclusive. It's called Antichamber. You know
Oh
about
yeah,
Antichamber?
it's super cool.
I do not.
My God, dude, Antichamber
think
is
I
a
do.
mind fuck. Is
Yeah,
what
it
is.
is.
It's
Really?
it's very stark colors, so everything is solid colors pretty much,
Yeah,
right?
it's-
With bold outlines, so it's kind of cell shaded looking, but it's all like acid trip cell shaded,
Yeah.
right? And there are a lot of So for instance, here's a puzzle that's fairly common in this game that it teaches you. So you're in a room. You're in a red room. Everything's red. Okay. There's a weird window in the middle of the red room that shows you a blue room.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you walk around the red room. You go around the side of the
blue
window.
room has a
and-
door that you want.
Right. That you
know,
want to go in the
and
door
There's
in
no
the blue
door
room.
in the red room.
No door in the red room. Red room
It
has
sounds like
no
Hue.
door. And then you look
It-
like what?
Hue. Do you remember the game Hue? It was a puzzler all about
No.
color
Yeah.
manipulation.
No, but this is kind of it. Kind of has
I
some
feel like
some
it's kind of
things.
similar.
Okay.
Yeah, but I feel like it's going for a different feel. But anyways,
Yeah. So then when you look through the window close and fill your vision with it, and then zoom back out, well, now you're in the blue room. And if
Yeah.
you go,
I love it.
and if you go to
Yeah.
the other
Let's
side
so
of the
it's
window,
shit like that.
That's
right?
what I'm talking
Okay.
about.
Yeah.
That is the kind
That's-
of game design that
this
I want.
shit
Yeah.
is mind-boggling. Like there's a room where we're going down a hallway, and it tells you, okay, go down the hallway. So you go down, you take a right, you take a right, you take a right, you take a right,
And
you
then-
take a right, and then it shows you two
man.
staircases,
So,
and one's
yeah.
red and one's blue. And so I said, Scott, which staircase? And he
Yeah.
goes, well, blue goes up. Let's go blue.
Let's go blue.
So I go up, you go around, you take a right, you're in the same hallway. There's two
Yeah.
staircases.
and it's just
Wow.
a it's
And
just
and
a
so
loop,
you like,
yeah.
okay, well, how about the red one? Red goes down, right? Red, you take a right, you're in the same hallway.
Yeah.
What's the solution?
And so I asked him again, where do we go? He said red. So we went down.
Yeah,
You take
try
a
it
right,
again.
you take
Maybe
a right,
it's-
you go
maybe
back in the
it's
same hallway.
trying to fuck with you, and it is.
But when you turn
yeah.
around,
oh,
and
of course.
you go
Yeah.
back the other way through the
Right.
hallway,
Well, I think it's
a
funny.
completely different
Like
environment.
they
Right, that's
they
really
kind
cool.
of allude in that game from what you were showing me, like how to solve the puzzle with those
panels.
with the plaques that
Because
have,
they give you
with the
hints
panel.
all the time.
And with
but they're
that
little-
one, it
they're
said
little
choose your
cartoons.
own path.
Yeah, choose your
You
own
know,
path.
which you would
That's
think, okay, well, it's giving me two paths. Obviously, I just need to choose one.
So this
no, you need to choose
You
your
need
own
to
path.
choose
and
your
this
own
is
path, don't
early in the game, I'd imagine. This sounds
That's
like tutorial level.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I started a
Man,
new
that's gonna
game.
get
and
crazy.
started
It's
Dude,
gonna get
I've never
wild.
beaten it
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
and they only give you like 2 hours to beat the game. So it's some
that
fucking.
means it's not very long. And okay, so that's okay. I was wondering. I'm like, I wonder how much, because it can be hard to balance something like that, right?
Dude,
and make it so that it's not just so difficult that people will like never solve your shit.
It's definitely
I've never figured it out all the way.
interesting, man.
I've maybe got what I feel like is like halfway through the game.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
But there's just a couple of the puzzles that are like they're just fucking. They're fucking with you. They're just fucking with you the whole time.
Right.
You know those cubes where they have the mirror in the center and they'll have two objects and you look at it and it's an object over here that looks like a whole object and then they'll do that to you with rooms where there's a bunch of cubes and every side of every cube is different objects in the same cube.
Oh, wow.
Like a
wild.
whole room of these things where it depends on what angle you're looking at all the cubes and you see different shit and then one of them will have a door in it. You know, so you have to like.
Only because you say cube, okay? This is a weird segue. Is Intelligent Cube a puzzle game?
That's close. That's puzzle adjacent.
Right?
Puzzle
Right?
adjacent.
I mean, 'cause when you think about it from a gameplay standpoint, like, I mean, yeah, you got to figure some shit out.
Yeah.
But it almost plays more like an action game, right?
Yeah, it does.
You know?
It plays more like an action game,
Right, and
which is
so-
what I'm thinking, right?
Right. So where do you put that, Scott? Do you remember
Intelligent Cube? I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever played that
It
one.
was a PS1 title.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
Where
played
you
that
had the
one.
cubes.
For
that
some
were
reason, that
rolling
also
down
makes
at
me
you
think of
into the
Devil
floor.
Dice, though.
Devil Dice?
Did you ever play
Yeah,
Devil Dice
yeah.
too?
I remember
That
Devil
was another
Dice.
one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, Intelligent Cube's half on the line there. It's pretty, man.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
I'd say it's more of an action game. It's less of a puzzler than Braid,
Right.
right?
Right.
But it's not.
That line is really wuzzy. It's
Where's
a wuzzy
this-
little
it's a
line.
wuzzy
there. It's a wuzzy
We're trying to
line.
find. I got a couple. It's Wizorb. You guys know about Wizorb?
I don't know if I would
I don't know
classify that as
Wizard.
a puzzle.
You don't think
I-
Breakout's not a puzzle game?
No.
Break-
No, because you're not
Breakout's not a
figure
puzzle
really.
game?
You know, it's funny that people would throw Breakout into the puzzle
Yeah,
genre,
yeah, and I
but
can
I don't
see
think that
where
it
it
is
is.
either.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I
put
wouldn't consider
Breakout
Breakout
in.
puzzle.
What is
as a
Breakout,
puzzle.
then?
Breakout's
It's
Breakout,
a
bro.
it's a Pong clone.
Pong is exactly. Pong isn't a puzzler, right? Right. So I mean,
okay,
at the
okay.
end of
Because
the
you're
day,
not really puzzling anything out. You're
Exactly.
just breaking blocks.
you're just catching something,
Y-
right?
yeah.
So I would put that right back into
Tennis.
I hate to say action adventure, but sports.
It's a
Right?
sports
Is it a sports
game.
game? Is that what you do?
Wizorb is
Right.
a sports game.
Wizorb is awesome, though. It is really good. I'm going to be getting that game as soon as I get back. And
Oh, yeah.
playing with the trackball is.
Oh yeah, I
Chef's
just
kiss.
found out that I can use my trackball
Oh,
on
that's
Wizorb,
great.
so you move that shit fast as hell across the bottom.
Oh, yeah. dude.
Yeah,
You can get
God,
real
man.
precise with that
but
shit.
yeah,
funny. That's
Wizord's
so weird to think
like
about.
Wizord's
Breakout
really
or
good.
Arkanoid, isn't that the
Yeah.
other one?
Yeah.
yeah.
There
So,
was
yeah, I
another
guess
one
you're
called
right. Those,
Astro Pop.
there you go.
You
Yeah,
know, whatever happened to Pop games?
I don't know.
I haven't seen anything from them. In a
Oh,
long
they're still
time.
going.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, Pop games. Didn't they also do Peggle?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
That
think,
was Pop. Yeah, that was Pop.
Pretty sure,
Well, we need another Peggle.
Peggle?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Peggle?
okay, how about that?
Peggle?
Is
Need another Pipe Dreams?
Is Peggle a puzzle game?
Right, because I mean, I think yes,
Well,
and then
because
which would make me say
Well,
Breakout and all
I
that's
think
also a
I
puzzle
would
game,
say
right?
I would say that Peggle is Breakout puzzler. You know, like because if you don't hit things just right and go
I
just
get
the right
you.
way, you'll
Right,
never
yeah.
make it. It's not just like okay, well you can just keep bouncing this ball
'Cause this is just
and you're going
reaction,
to make
right?
it
For
right.
Breakout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like okay, well you have to really think about it. You got 3 balls,
Yeah.
and that's it.
You
And
got
some of them
3
have-
balls.
You got 3. I know, right? You know what I'm saying?
3. Trace
Um,
huevos.
Jesus. Hang out with y'all. And so yeah, like I that's okay. What category? If you look on,
It's a sports game. Okay, I,
just
guess
wonder-
that's a
I wonder
sports game.
what-
I bet
what does the
I almost
internet
guarantee
say?
they're gonna say that shit's a puzzle.
Yeah, I
internet
would
say
guarantee it, but I
about
just don't.
Peggle?
Yeah, I just don't see very much puzzling in that game.
Well, I only
is
got
all I
one
say.
more.
Great game, though. Awesome.
You guys have to say this one's a puzzler.
Which one?
Shadowgate.
Shadowgate is definitely a
puzzler.
puzzler. It's a labyrinth puzzler.
Yeah. Well, but would you put like really any of those point and click games in the puzzle?
Well,
Some of them, yes.
Some
Categories.
of them, yes. Some of
yes.
them,
Some of them,
Some
yeah.
no. Because like Escape from Monkey Island,
That's an
fucking
adventure game.
Eco Quest,
Sam and Max
King's
even.
Quest, Sam and Max.
Sam
Yeah.
and Max,
At the end of the day, A Day of a Tentacle,
Yeah.
you know, Full Throttle, all this.
Mhm.
Those are point and click adventure games.
Right.
Which
Right.
have a lot of puzzles
Which
in them.
have exactly
Right, but it's
exactly.
mostly because of the characters and the story that this game's.
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
versus something like The Seventh Guest, which
Yeah.
is like
Right.
and Myst, of course, which
Yeah.
is all you have is puzzles, right? Like
Yeah.
you have traversal, which you're not even really walking around yourself for the most part. You like pick a door and you go to that door and it's just here's the puzzle,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
And so, that's a weird one.
But cool, yeah.
Peggle
Shadowgate's
is a
just-
Shadowgate's definitely
Casual puzzle game.
casual
Okay.
puzzle. So
you don't
that
have
I
to-
guess that's the thing. Casual.
casual
Puzzle.
puzzles.
Okay.
Right.
Well, so
All right, whatever.
I still
Let's just throw a bunch
Oh,
of random
God.
words together and hope they mean
Exactly,
something, right?
I like it that we found out that Wizorb is a RPG sports game though. So
Yeah,
that's,
it's an
that's
RPG
really good.
sports game. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
well,
So
seriously, if you like Breakout though, you should.
Oh,
you
yeah,
should
it's
fucking
it's super
try
fun.
Wizorb. Wizorb's amazing.
It's
It's
great.
basically just Breakout with
Well,
powers.
And I think
That's it.
Shadowgate lets you know, like, out of the gate.
Yeah, out the gate.
out
Out the shadow gate.
The
That
shadow
if you're not
gate.
solving these puzzles, you're fucking dead.
Dude.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it happens immediately.
Immediately.
You
yeah.
know,
If you don't understand to look in the skull and find the
right.
key.
And I think
yeah,
that that's what
like,
what kills you about Shadowgate, like especially for that time period, the NES time period. You know, like you look at that image on the Shadowgate cartridge, you're like, oh shit, this is about to be a badass RPG.
Gargoyle time.
It's gonna be a badass RPG.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely, dude. And then
And
you
you
start
don't get
playing it,
No.
and then it's just
It's
like,
not
oh,
really. It doesn't really have a lot of RPG.
And it's
elements
right.
immediately
It's
in it.
crushing
Yeah.
right.
difficult.
You would imagine
Yeah.
that that's what you're getting into,
Yeah,
even when you
absolutely.
first see it.
Well, dude,
and
just
then it's just like, nah.
hearing the name Shadowgate sounds
Right.
like it would be some
I'm
kind
ready
of,
to
like
kick some
yeah,
ass,
that's right.
dude.
This is like Diablo. This has to be like Diablo levels of like PC RPG right here.
Right,
You know,
uh-huh.
but it's on
This
NES.
is like
That's
Ultima.
awesome.
It's
That's
gotta
awesome.
be
It's
like
got to be
uh-huh.
like Ultima.
And then they're like,
You know?
okay, you're in a hallway. Now what? And you're like, I don't even know how to move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
I go
Oh.
forward. I fell into a pit. Died immediately.
Yeah.
I tried to do this thing and it kept saying what you wanted did not happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What?
Bro, I mean, seriously. I mean, it took me maybe like a good 10 minutes when I first played that game
to even figure
to
out how
figure
to
get
out
the key
exactly-
to
yeah.
open the skull to get that key.
Uh-huh.
It's
But
just like,
as soon as that happened to me,
oh.
it clicked a thing in my brain, and I was like,
Like, oh, that's what we're doing.
everything. Okay, so then I started going, look, click, 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 click,
Uh-huh.
click on
Yeah,
every little tiny
everything.
thing,
Just
everything.
click
This
Yeah.
looks different.
everywhere.
Click, look.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And if it gives you any other description other than some basic shit, you can probably do something to it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
oh
like,
yeah, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to take this torch?" It's like, "Yeah, I want to take this torch."
do you want to
Okay, I
use
got
the torch on the rug?
And then-
Yeah.
right, uh-huh.
Oh, your
Right.
torch burned out. Now you're dead.
Now you're dead, right? Oh my god,
Great.
dude! I remember that was one of the. My parents got so mad at me about that game because like I loved it so much. I rented it from Blockbuster.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I loved it so much, I just didn't turn it in. Like for a long time. It was Shadowgate and Zelda 2.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I rented those two games. They were both so weird that I kept them for a long time, and so we had late fees.
Oh no.
And yeah, they were very
sucks.
upset about that.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you just tell us we could rent it again? I was like, that doesn't make sense in my child brain.
Like,
Yeah.
you
You know,
could
like,
have
but
bought
then
it
I
for
have
the
to
amount of
give
late
it
fees
back.
at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I gotta give it back to them, then convince you to rent it again, and that's
Man,
just
some of
rather
those
just kill it.
places would charge you like if you had a game past a certain date,
like
they
a
would,
full price for
they
the
would
game.
charge you the full price for the
Like,
game.
you own it.
plus a late fee or two on
Yeah.
top of that. So yeah, you'd be spending like $70 on a fucking cartridge that you can probably go get for 20 somewhere.
Exactly.
You know, it just yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so
I-
just real quick, what were the games that you guys rented over and over again? Like so Shadowgate, right?
Specifically puzzle games.
No, I
Or-
mean just games in general. What did
Oh,
you
Mega
rent?
Man X.
Mega Man
Yeah,
X.
yeah.
Mega Man X,
Hardcore.
Mario RPG.
Tasmania.
Oh man, I
Yeah,
Tasmania.
I rented Tasmania a lot.
Tasmania was
Dude,
awesome.
I rented Tasmania a lot. I
Dude.
also rented Quackshot. You remember
Oh,
Quackshot?
yeah, I remember
I rented
Quackshot.
Quackshot
Quackshot's
a
fun.
lot, dude.
I rented the original Tenjin Gauntlet.
I don't
like
think-
the black
Oh, yeah.
cartridge.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
I rented that a shit
I don't
ton.
think we ever rented video games really until the Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
Sega Genesis
Really?
era.
Oh,
Well,
man.
because the way me and my brother got a lot of our early systems, because we had before we had our Super Nintendo, we had an Atari 2600 plus and a standard NES. But the way we got a lot of our games is when the new systems would come out, our cousins would get the new systems,
Right.
and then our uncle would just give my dad a box full of games and consoles.
God, man.
You
Let's
know,
come early. Let's go.
yeah, and that's really what it was. And so we already had like a ton of those games from the earlier consoles. So it wasn't until we got our Super Nintendo and we didn't have that glut of games that we actually had to start renting things.
Right.
you know?
I got you.
So,
yeah.
See, we rented a lot of video games. Fortunately, my dad was a computer analyst, and so I've been a nerd since
Yeah.
birth. I never had another
Right.
option. That's just my life.
I
But,
will
you know,
impart
like
it to my daughter.
Absolutely, absolutely. I will assist.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like to bare my soul. I like to tell you all the truth about me. One game that I rented a lot, and anyway. All right, so Video Express used to be on Highway 79 down there in
Yep.
Tarrant. In Tarrant. And I went to Video Express, get stuff, whatever. One day I went, and they had the Friday the 13th NES game, right? I rented that game. You know, it was already terrifying, but I rented it because, you know, well, it's Friday the fucking 13th, and this should be horrifying. Yeah. That game scared me to my core, right? Like, it was awful.
He's just in that house on you.
Yeah,
he's
dude,
in the house.
and you can't kill him.
No,
you know what I'm saying? He's just like cutting through my counselors one by one. And so I don't know what it was. I rented it several times from there, but I had this weird thought association with that Video Express that, like, every time I drove by it, I'm like, that's where Jason lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, ooh, like, it's in there.
I know
he's
just in there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just waiting for me to come in and say, take me home. Play with me. You know, like, it was the weirdest.
You want to.
I know, seriously, dude. And so
I want to.
You know, like I never finished that game. No, I did. I finished it once. But I did that. I rented it over and over and over and over again. But to this day, whenever I drive down Highway 79, I think about it. It's like Emperor Palpatine after he died. How the dark side of the force energy just lingered in the universe. That's how I feel. I feel like that Video Express is still there. You know, its essence is still there.
What's in its spot
Jason
now?
is still there. Who knows, man? Probably something that's shut down.
Oh,
yeah.
I was gonna say a wings place.
Yeah, it's probably
It's in Tarrant,
and it's shut down.
It's a shut down wings place. Yeah.
God, man,
I mean, there's like 9 fucking wings places in Tarrant.
I mean, they thrive.
Hey, man,
they thrive.
Some of them are good.
Somebody got them sauces. Somebody got them rubs. You know,
that's
right.
You got a point.
And now, see, okay, all right, and now here we go. Every time we always get
wings.
Right. No, what we're going to talk about is the fact that now Robbie told me that Wingstop is now Thigh Stop. They got thighs.
They upgraded to thighs?
Is that an upgrade or is that a downgrade?
I don't know.
I like
thighs. I love thighs, but thighs are cheap. And so $11.99 for a 5-piece
of thighs.
But
he said it comes with a
some
40.
fries and a 40.
He said it came with a 40.
A 40-ounce drink. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, whoa, man.
Thighs and a 40. Jesus.
The secret's out.
This is
genius. I'm telling you, it actually is.
It's actually
That's
genius.
why I thought it was worth mentioning, man.
Because
but for like
Go
12 bucks.
Well, for $12. But think about it, right?
Man, you can get so many thighs. You can get a pack of thighs for $5.
This is the way that marketing works, right? If all of a sudden demand for thighs increases, then
it's the cheap meat.
Cheap meat, that could take PBR. Think about what happened to PBR as a beer. That's a cheap shit beer, right?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden,
they're gonna start selling us thighs like they're gourmet?
Started loving it. Watch. Pay attention. Oh, it's already happening. That's already been happening with fine dining.
We got the switch on the thighs here.
You know, that thigh switch.
Next
step is to smash.
Be specific. Those thighs are OLED switch, not OG switch. Now get your shit.
I'd rather have the switch light on my thighs.
All right.
Oh man. Yeah.
Well, right.
I don't,
on that note.
I don't know if we have much more to talk about.
Well, I did want to mention one. I did want to mention one more puzzle game.
How are you gonna come back from that? Oh, okay.
I did want to mention
Oh
one more.
no! Well, the
chicken-based
KFC did have. They had a game.
They had a game console too.
That wasn't it? Oh, it was a dating game.
What? Did you date the Colonel?
Yeah, the Colonel. They had a
what?
dating game.
I want to play this game.
It's very real.
I want to date the Colonel.
And then they had the game, and then that's what led to them having their own console.
No, I didn't know about that. That's fucking great.
It's very fucking real.
I know about Sneak King.
Sneak King was dope. Sneak King was fire. I like Sneak King.
Gotcha.
Did you guys ever play that real shitty McDonald's NES game?
Yeah.
It's like
Mick Kids.
Mick Kids.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
fucking
I played
creepy.
It. I played it all the time.
Okay,
Wait,
Mick
yes,
Kids,
I do remember because you had Birdie and you had Grimace. Like all of them were in there.
I'm talking about the one where you play as the two kids and you run around shooting shit.
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. No, this was like a platform.
That's Mick
great.
Kids.
This was like a platformer.
So you're just
It's
kids
so good.
blasting on shit. Are you shooting cheeseburgers?
No.
You shooting French fries?
No. You're
just shooting guns?
No, you're shooting.
You just like bucking in the street.
It's like fries ate my neighbors.
That's right. Exactly.
good.
No. Like I think it was a tie-in for McDonald's, but you're shooting like this goo gun.
Oh, it's pink slime.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
bucking that
yucky
pink
man.
Yeah,
slime.
and the only thing that I remember, the only thing I remember, I think you're trying to rescue Ronald. Is basically the thing.
Oh, but man, he was in another castle.
I remember.
Yeah, he's always in another castle.
He's in another play place.
That's right. Okay.
He's hanging out at Burger King.
Your Ronald is in another fast food restaurant.
But this other puzzle game, this last puzzle game I want to mention. Have you guys heard of Battle Chef Brigade?
Battle Chef Brigade.
No, but I'm here
this
for
sounds
it.
great.
What
Okay,
is it?
so it is anime
What?
puzzle Iron Chef.
Cool.
Oh, okay. This
So-
is a game.
so, yeah, this is
it
a
sounds like a
game.
great show, by the way.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. It's a good game.
Oh,
and
like
it's
they
very,
have to solve puzzles
it
to
is-
get their ingredients and then
Yeah.
cook it. Like they
Yeah.
have to.
He
Well,
says
what-
yes. So
Well, here's the
He said
thing.
yes.
So it's
Yeah,
very. it's yes,
wait.
but
but wait, there's
Um,
more.
It's very story focused. So you basically follow this girl who wants to be the best, and I want to join the Battle Chef Brigade, and blah blah blah. So you're basically going through this tournament, very story focused. And what it is you'll challenge different contestants.
Gotta see
So,
this.
yeah, look
I gotta
at this.
see it.
Look
Let's
at this.
go.
You'll challenge different contestants to a battle. And what you do, and it is, again, when I say Iron Chef, I mean it. Like, the guy who's running the tournament is just like that dude. He'll come out, he'll be like, welcome to the Battle Chef Brigade. Today's contestant, blah, blah, blah. Here's the ingredient.
Does he do the backflips?
Yeah, you have judges that judge your final product, and they
Is this
give...
kind of like Ace Attorney as far as gameplay, or how does it? how
No,
does
no,
it
no.
actually play?
Okay, so how it plays is when you're in the tournament, you run out of the building, you go kill some monsters.
Whoa, you gotta kill?
There's
yeah.
monsties?
Yeah, there's
Monsties.
monsties. You go
Of
kill the
course there are.
monsties, and then take their ingredients, and then come back, and then you have this table that's where the puzzling comes in.
Hold on now. This sounds
Yeah.
like some Made in Abyss cooking here.
It
This
is.
some
It
like-
is very
All
much.
I know is that I'm here for Mina.
Oh yeah, dude, she's a cutie.
Yeah, I'm with it. Like,
She's
she looks
a-
amazing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
I mean,
me-
you have to look it up
and
yourself.
here's
I'm
the
sure that
thing-
won't translate.
Here's
No.
the thing, and here's where the puzzling comes in. Obviously, you take all the ingredients, and each of those ingredients have a ball. So I mean, or like a set of balls. The ingredients have sets of balls.
Normally
You know,
two,
sometimes
maybe three if you're lucky.
Yeah,
Trae
three,
Swift.
sometimes three, sometimes four, sometimes four
Sometimes
balls.
whoa,
Yeah.
got that big ball energy.
Yeah, but then it's like they'll have different elements on it. So I mean, the green
like
is
the
like an
Krogans.
earth element. Yeah.
They have quads.
They have quads. The green is like an earth element. Red is like a fire element. And so you'll mix all these different elements together, and it'll create different dishes. And then you got to take.
So is
the
it a
dish-
match game?
Yeah.
Okay,
Kind of.
it's-
kind
okay.
of. Yeah. So you're trying to match them and make the specific elements be more potent as a flavor in
Okay.
the dish, because each of your judges have a different taste that you have to
And
cater
this is on
to.
the Switch.
Yes. I think it's on Steam too. It's on Steam. And it's super fun. And here's the thing, man. The story is super solid and the characters are awesome. I mean, Mina's a cutie, but she's also a really well written
Okay, so the battle is more like Puzzle and
You see-
Dragons.
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
You see
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I
You
feel a
see it
little
now?
bit better now.
Yeah. So
When
definitely
you make matches, you're getting more powerful, and
Yeah.
then you're
Yeah, it's not
putting that on
definitely a puzzle game, but an incredibly unique one.
right.
With a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of other elements for people like if you like a
Yeah, I
hack and
got you.
slash like kind of side scroller,
Right.
then you're gonna have something to do, because if you just in
So
for
there
the puzzle-
is active battle,
yeah, because
or
you're
is it only puzzle battles?
no you're okay while you're puzzling you have to run out. Yeah, you have to run.
What is
yeah.
happening with this game?
It's wonderful.
Scott.
It's so good. You guys got to try it, dude. Yeah, because you're going out. You're trying to get ingredients from these monsters.
sounds like a
And then you
sports game
take-
to me.
This is definitely
Casual
more
sports.
of a
Yeah, casual sports.
Yeah. But it's solid,
Definitely.
dude. I love it. I was.
There's a berserk meter.
Yep. I was streaming it last night. I'm gonna continue streaming it. It's super fun, guys.
All right.
Check
We'll
it
be
out.
watching
we'll jump
that
on and
tonight.
check
We'll
that.
definitely be
God,
watching that.
Enlighten us.
It's super fun.
Man.
I'm not as good
Man.
as I used to be. I actually got pretty far in it before I actually started a new game. But yeah,
Man,
check it out,
motherfucker, you
guys.
better be the best battle chef like no one ever was.
I
All
want
right.
to be I want to be somewhat mediocre.
Like everyone else.
I want to be kind of okay
And cook monsties.
and cook them monsters. That's right.
For my cuz.
For my cuz. There we go. We got it.
We're gonna get
Battle
sued by
Chef.
Nintendo. Nintendo's like, you've been slamming on us, and you're gonna sing the Pokemon theme? Okay, yeah. Cease and desist, bitches.
That's right.
Right.
But I think
Coming
we've-
next.
I think we've gone long enough.
Yeah, we got a long one.
We
today.
got a
yeah,
really
we
long
spiraled.
one. Thank you guys for.
Always a good time. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
Play some
thank you
puzzle
for joining
games.
us.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the.
Please subscribe. Please follow
We got
us.
2
Yeah.
follows.
Yeah,
today.
we got 2 follows today.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Hey, welcome to the community, guys. And
We
again, we
love
do
you.
this every week. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, and we have a Patreon now.
We now have a Patreon.
Not too much up there, but if you like the show, you wanna help us do it better and more
We
gooder.
appreciate it.
We'd really appreciate it.
We do for you.
Help us buy some coffee in the morning because sometimes it takes a little bit for us to get going.
Yeah, it does.
But again, thanks for listening, and we'll see
Absolutely.
you
Thank you for
next
tuning
time.
in.
This is
Goodbye.
the time when I
Hearts.
pushed the button. I didn't do the
We
button.
push the button.
Bye.